Hearing I ask from the holy races, from Heimdall, sunspice, high and low. Thou, our Father, the dweller, relate old tales I remember of days long ago. I remember yet the giants of yore, who gave me bread in the days gone by. 9 worlds I knew, that 9 in the tree, with mighty roots beneath the mould.
Right, welcome everyone to another hair-raising, high-powered level 14 dust-up in Chult. We're way down in the south in the Chultern Peninsula and not so much deep in the jungle, high in the mountains I think right now. And I guess first off I wanted to welcome David to the scene.
Welcome.
Hello, David.
Well, so David's going to join us for this, I guess, last leg. We've started at level 1, but we've only been for a couple of levels, I guess, if we're measuring in terms of levels in finding our way around in Chult. So David, or Core, as we might refer to you going forward, what I'll do is I'll give a bit of a background of last week, a bit of an overview, because there was a lot that happened at the end of the large battle, and because you're at a cusp between two sort of segments, and then I can jump to how Core fits into all of this. Yeah, okay. So just to bring everyone back up to speed, casting your mind back a fortnight ago, not just to necessarily just the last fortnight, but based on Ash's commitment to pursue to the Celestials for divine aid or intervention, that you were to defeat whatever that means or thwart Shavalak. It was just a name at that stage, and you've been down, and it was far to the south. So you've been in Chult for some time. You've discovered that there are many powerful nature-based spirits, I guess, or primordial entities, not necessarily elementals, but primordial entities, and you've come up to a number of them that seem to be corrupted by something. And travelling around the ruin of Mezro, the ancient capital built by Ubtal, the god of Chultern, Chultern's children of Ubtal, otherwise known as dinosaurs. You encountered some entropy cultists, and they mentioned Shavalak, and you learned of a recent planned attack on their enemy tribes. The enemy tribe of the residing in the Temple of the Rising Sun, which is where you are right now. You'd made your way there. Luckily, you'd spend months in the jungle, and it happened across a stranded airship, and with no owners in sight, took custody of it, and it was actually quite quick to get to the base of the mountains, crossing the peninsula almost. Entering this area, you found there was a number of spirits. There was 2 elementals jockeying. One of them seemed to be corrupted. Another one was trying to drag the healthy one into some sort of vortex. And eventually, you made your way to an area where the leader of this entropy infused cultist, the Kumbahal tribe, Matago, was and a servant of Shavalak apparently, was using the powerful druidic leader of the it's passed me by now as the friendly tribe. Oh, the Obanashi, that's right. Zosala was called him. He's referred to as the Mage Hunter, So whatever that means. But Zosala had been captured, and Matago was using Zosala to tap into and try to access the heart of the wild, which you end up... there was a mass battle. You defeated Matago, apparently a powerful warlock. His pet, Chimera, or Chimera, if you're just going how it's spelt. And he was summoning these powerful undead blight walkers, and every time he killed them, he would sort of rise another one from its ruins. And there was assassins all over the place too, Akuni assassins, which are the entropic rogues, I guess, of that tribe. You managed to defeat them, and through the cleansed portal came the guardian of the heart of the wild, a guardian naga, giant serpent, wise serpent. And taking audience with this guardian naga, the name is Saja Mbaza. No, there'll be a test on this later on. You travelled into a pocket dimension where the heart of the wild, basically a giant tree, resides. And then if I I'm getting into just the most recent, the last few minutes of our last session. Let's see. Saja Mbaza? Where are we? Yeah, so remembers a time... So this is an ancient being, remembers the time before there were humans in Chult, and the children of Ubtal came and were brought to the peninsula by powerful celestials known as Kuatl. And as mortals often do, some of them were seduced by dark magics, and the balance of life was twisted. And Cormac, which was one of the land's most powerful rulers at the time, and we're talking millennia, became corrupted and sought to claim dominion over Chult. Ubtal would have been the ruler at this stage. And he was defeated, ultimately, his dark powers, and sealed away. But as a result of that battle, some of Ubtal's essence... if you think of it as more like Ubtal being a plant, and you take a cutting, something goes bad, but that cutting grew into a powerful shadow entity of some sort. And it seems that so then all the events that you already know about, with Mezro being Ubtal leaving Mezro and leaving the people to themselves. Let's see, more recently, these spirits, or broken portions of Ubtal, believing he didn't actually leave the peninsula, but more discorporated himself, so spread as gods can do, so spread their energies wide. And these may have now formed these primordial spirits that you've encountered. And a particularly powerful one is recently tapped into that same shadow spirit that broke off from Ubtal so long ago, the one that Cormac, the ruler out of Moratal, another city, and seems to have reawakened and started finding and corrupting all of any primordial spirits it can find. And Saja believes that one of these was an entity in Omu, where recently the death curse was quashed and the beings within defeated. Another one was Ifala Kuntho, who you guys defeated, the storm tempest thing that was atop Votaran, and so powerful, so dangerous that it was whisked away to a Ravenloft demiplane, and you found yourselves trapped in that, at least for a time. And this powerful entity, as in the one corrupting all these others, is apparently this Shavalak being seeking to corrupt and destroy all of its brethren spirits. So it's another one of the same, but I guess the more powerful, and it's targeting the ones just beneath its level, and hoping that there will be expecting that will be a sort of a trickle-down effect, eventually corrupting the entire peninsula, and from there spreading across to other realms. Now, the party has, as a result of last week's events, prevented Shavalak from tapping into the heart of the wild, which would have enabled Shavalak to their influence to directly leave the Shadow Fell, where Shavalak resides, and spread into and influence your world, the material world, without needing any factotums or proxies like these other ones that you've been facing. So the next mission where we were at was there's two missions that need to be undertaken. One is atop the Tesseract, the tiered pyramid within Moratal, which is where this Cormac, the great and benevolent ruler that ended up turning on Obtal many years ago, and another one in Mezro. And so the suggestion from Saja and Bazo is that Artus Simba will travel back to Mezro in relative safety because he's got smaller numbers, but he'll go with Zosala, the mage hunter, Wainwraith, the sage, so that he's got some smarts with him, and a few of the remaining tribesmen of the Obanashi tribe. And Saja Mbaza from within this demi-plane also brings forward a guardian of the Heart of the Wild, and this fairly large, human-looking, but I guess with earthy skin, steps forward, dressed much like you guys, actually, much like a Cholton local, a native. Steps forward, and I guess I can introduce Core. Is there anything you want to say to the group as you're introduced?
Nothing really said, just walk forward.
Yep.
You see a very tall, 6'9" or so.
Right.
Very muscular man.
Yep.
Scar across the right eye and big bushy beard.
Big bushy beard, okay. And skin colour, or how do you, can they tell, is there anything denoting what race, or whether you're a warrior or a mage or anything like that?
He essentially looks human.
Yep.
But you see kind of as he walks, he might kind of scratch his cheek and a bit of earth falls to the ground.
Oh, okay. All right, yep. So he's got a sort of, I think I described last week, or throughout the week, he's got the same sort of complexion as the earth around the Heart of the Wild. Some sort of direct connection there. And Saja says, Core has been a faithful protector of the Heart of the Wild for many years, and knows the way to the Nguni Plateau, and from there you should meet a friend who can guide you on to Moratal. And I request in at this Core, Saja, it's not an order by any means, but says, I request and beseech that you travel with these Shadow Reavers, or with the Shadow Reavers, and assist them in any way you can.
If you say they can handle themselves,
Yeah.
I'll do what you ask.
Yep. It might be good at this point if we go through and get everyone to just briefly introduce yourself, and also describe how you would look to Core. So I'll go with you, Ash, just going down the line in the Discord.
Oh yes, Ash is a reddish purple tiefling, and she would be wearing plate, but she's had to wear hide because of course everything is rotting in this place.
Yep.
And so she's just in sort of tattered hide, homemade leather armor, as are most of the people here, I would imagine. Although she does have a well-kept shield and a mace, and she has an amulet of Selene, goddess of the moon. And yes, that's mostly it.
Okay. And Aragon.
Aragon is a 6'9" silver dragonborn with a tail. Very rare appearance. He's armed. He's armored in adamantine plate. So it's plate mail with a slightly reddish hue to it.
Yep.
Yes, and
what sort
you can clearly see he's sporting a emblem of Bahamut on his tabard.
Okay. So dragonborn through and through. And,
absolutely.
Shield and single hand weapon, or what's your main gig?
Sword and shield.
Sword and shield. Okay.
Yeah. So
strictly meat and potatoes kind of fighter.
Oh, it's an elegant, elegant-looking longsword hung on the hip.
Okay.
From what can be seen, there is lots of silver on it.
Okay. In that case, how about you, Jackus?
Right, so Jacques is a tall and muscular half-orc. He's armored in like a black heavy carapace type of armor that seems to be fitting the Tolkien environment. And on his sides you'll see a mace and a black sort of staff, and on his back is a really huge adamantine hammer.
Yep. Okay. Riddle.
Riddle is she's a tabaxi. Closest cat to compare her to would be like a leopard, a snow leopard in particular, so white with normally black spots, but currently they're all covered in a blue paste.
Okay.
Her clothes are mostly simple blues. She doesn't appear at this stage to have a weapon, but she does carry a shield.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And Sharpie.
Halfling and short even for that, under 3 feet. Fluffy blonde hair, a beard and sideburns. Doesn't appear particularly armed, except he's got one very fancy staff. Doesn't say anything, rarely says anything at all, but inside your mind you hear a booming voice every time he wants you to notice something.
Cool. So that's core as you scan across the crowd. That is what you see, the shadow hunters apparently. And as Saja and Baza has referred. And just for the party, for your benefit, there's also gold and jewellery to the value of 2,000 gold that you've got to add to your group. I said I'd mention it next time we caught up. I don't know if someone wants to add, like an entry for last week. Fighting, in the, what do we call it? The Temple of the Rising Sun. 2,000 of sundry gold.
I'll add it in.
Okay. Then we just keep a bit of a running total. And so Artis is going to move off. If you guys are going to go in the airship, then he's going to leave straight away so that he can get to Mezro as soon as possible. Unless you want to drop him at Mezro and then head on to the Nguni plateau from there.
where's the Anguni Plateau?
What I'll do is I'll scroll out on your map here. Whoops. Okay, so you can see on the map it zooming. Yeah, so where I'm at, I've got Temple of the Rising Sun.
That's
Sun
where
here.
we are.
Yep, you can see the ruin of Mezro right over here.
Mezro.
Yep, and I'm going to ping the Nguni Plateau. This is from Core. You're indicating, so you can see this range of hills on the other side of the Aldani Basin.
We might as well pass Mezro. I mean, it's going to save him an awful lot of walking.
Absolutely.
Okay. So I've now
I'd feel better if he doesn't have to travel across dangerous forests as well.
Okay, so in that case, what I'll do is I'll move you over to. Actually, we don't need the ship at this stage, but you make your way to the airship, and it's quite a crowd with Core added to the mix, as well as I think the 6 or 7 people going with Artis to Mezro.
Plus familiars.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's Ice is still on the ship. Sharpie has a giant owl that he rides around, as halflings of his tribe would want to do, and also the Silver Dragonborn Aragon has got a very colourful griffin bird type creature that he rides around on too. So, if anyone's got survival and wants to, or I think what we were doing was, Sharpie, you were doing a navigation check or Arcana, I think it was, because it was magically controlled. With I forget who was on the helm. That might have been you, Aragon, as a
Yes.
vehicles with vehicles.
Yes, I was on the Z helm.
Yeah, okay. So what I'll do...
I believe I was doing survival as a navigation type thing.
Right, yeah, okay. So if we do the combination between the two of you and have a survival roll, there we go. We have a natural 20. And I'll get Aragon, can you...
What did you want me to roll?
I'm just trying to figure that out now, actually. Which is the ability score that relates to proficiency with vehicles. I think we did athletics last time, but
That does ring a bell.
yeah, I'm happy to just make it athletics for now. You've got Sharpie as the brains of the operation.
That's an 18.
All right. So you make very quick and find yourself at a certain altitude where you get a good wind behind you, and manage to pretty much stay out of the way of any aerial attacks. Now you've got a long way to travel. You would see some flying dinosaurs at some point, and maybe have some encounters, because you would sort of still at night anchor the thing in the canopy, which might have been how it got stuck in the first place. But I'm going to assume that for the purposes of this, there's no real material encounters all the way from the Temple of the Rising Sun to Mezro. And you manage to get to the point where you can sort of drop Artis off. Now from there, if you can see on your map here, I'll go large. You're going to start, if you're going to head straight to the Nguni Plateau, this is going to take a check, and I'm going to still do the survival for you, Sharpie. That's more about finding currents and operating this ship. Aragon, can you do an athletics? But Core, you're also trying to navigate and get in the right direction because you're the one guiding them to the plateau. So Core, can you do a survival roll as well, please? Meanwhile, we'll get some travel music going on.
26 on my athletics.
Oof.
28 for survival.
21.
Holy moly, so everyone's above 20. Okay, so I'm going to get you guys going all half the way to the Aldani Basin. You can probably see on your map to the south is reportedly, you can't see it through the canopy, but Drungrumlung, which is a community, the largest community of bullywugs, frog people. And then you cross the Aldani Basin. Remembering that this ship has to go fairly low, it hasn't got a huge altitude. And eventually you get to a point where you can see the ground rising above the Aldani Plateau Basin. And I'm going to zoom us in here. What can you guys see? A triangle at this point, or square, or how's this looking?
Black circle.
Black circle. Okay.
Yep.
With a red outline.
Yeah, with the red outline.
Yeah, great. All right. Just making sure that I'm in the same place as you guys. Okay, so let me get into here. So you're travelling over high cliff faces that quickly rise, and it's high. It's not so high that your airship can't reach to it, but it's just covered in jungle. Even the sides of it, there might be a few patches where you see where mudslides have taken, thousands of tons of earth cascading down. But generally, the jungle regrows and regenerates very quickly. You see huge, thin lines of waterfalls, which as you get closer, they're actually massive, but they just go hundreds of feet down. It's magnificent lands for you, now that you've got the leisure of just looking at it as rubberneck tourists rather than having to hike through the whole lot. And let's see. Oh, I should mention that Core, you've been given a gold coin, which Sarja says this may assist you in your quest. And having a look at it, it's got a picture of a noble, sort of knight-looking character. And Sarja says this is the face of Kuomek, the ancient king. Now, you're not having to do any overland travel as well, but the area that you're now in bears a stark contrast to the path taken to reach it. You get to a point where you do need to pull over your vehicle, and as it starts to cap out its height, you're probably at about 1,800 feet.
Is there a safe place we can land it?
Yeah, so there's at this height, there's no big, there's jungle everywhere, but not the huge trees that you would have trouble with. So there would be a place you can sort of dock it and then anchor it, and it would sort of just be floating next to a very steep incline.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And pretty simple for you all to use your flying mounts to get across to land, but then you've got probably about 200 to maybe 500 feet or so to make the final ascent to the top of the plateau.
So, how many rests did we have on the trip?
As many as you need.
3?
Yep.
Count.
There you go. 3 rests.
Yeah, because we made it to Mezro pretty quick.
Yeah, I think I just did a bit of a fast travel there. If I was to say how far you've just travelled, let's see, 1, 2, 50, 3, 4, 5, maybe 600 miles. So even as the crow flies, you know, you're not going like a there's a scale in the top of the map you can have a look with that says the distances on there. So it's just by flying. It's just very rare to have flying encounters. So unless you have encounters at night, and I've already done the encounters where you've travelled through the jungle with mist and monkeys and, you know, the sorts of things, and you would have had those encounters, but we're just not playing through each and every one of them. We'd be here for months. After a long and fairly relaxing journey, to be honest, you've now got a bit of a solid trek up to the top of the plateau. I'll just march us into somewhere. I suppose it doesn't really matter. Actually, no, I won't. There's no point putting us out unless there's actually an encounter. So are you just gonna take all your gear and head further up?
We should keep watch for any assassins or moving trees again.
Okay, yeah. So if you want to move at half speed, effectively, you can move carefully enough to, be constantly on the watch for hidden things, ambushes, traps, that sort of thing.
It's definitely Sharpie's preference.
Okay.
Is
He'd
Ice
probably
coming
be on
with
his
us?
owl anyway.
Ice is joining
Yeah.
us, I'm assuming? Okay, I'm going to do my roper levitation trick again.
All right. So you're like a party balloon, and you're floating along, levitating.
Yes, absolutely.
and-
Being pulled along by ice.
Excellent. At what altitude? Do you want to go right up, or what happens if he lets you go? You don't float off, do you?
I'll only go up, say, we'll go 15 feet, high enough that it's not going to hurt too much if I
Okay.
fall, but
Yeah. You can
I'm out
be-
of the reach of things.
Just tie a rope onto Ice's body,
Yeah,
waist.
yeah. So Riddle, you can be the arrow finder.
What I agreed to.
Okay. So as you get to the summit, this area bears a stark contrast to the path taken to reach it. Where it's just in massive jungle, and the Aldani Basin is just swamp. You would have been going over enormous herds of enormous dinosaurs and all that sort of thing as you travelled here. The ground here is soft, covered in bright grass, patches of beautiful blue and white flowers. There's these tiny winged lizards flittering playfully around the place, chasing each other, chasing insects. And the edge of the outcropping basks in the glow of unobstructed shaft of sunlight. And looking around here, it's magnificent. You look off behind you, you're 2,000 feet in the air, and it affords you a full view of the landscape across both northern and western Chult. And from here, you can see across the misty, swampy Aldani Basin that you've just travelled over, as well as a few notable sites. If I ping it, I'll draw a little. Yeah, I'll ping it anyway. So on your map, you can see it's even visible from this distance. There's a large ziggurat. Where is it? I'll mark it on the map here in a circle. There, Oralunga, which you would know, I guess, Core and maybe even Riddle you might know of as the ziggurat of Oralunga. And across the other side of the Aldani Basin, right down at the corner here, let's see, I'll see if I can do you a little map again. I'm just going to ping it for you. Far to the other side is what looks like a large rock floating in the sky. Large sort of fist-shaped rock, and there's from this distance you can just see it as a dot on the horizon, but it's definitely disconnected and floating. And there's another ruin that you can see. I'm going to draw that in here. Ruins, I think I'll do in squares. There we go. And text. Oh, that's pretty bad. I'll make it a bit bigger. Okay, so Mbala's there, the heart of Ubtao and Orulunga. And you're at the top of the thing. That's just me describing what you see when you get to the top. What do you want to do when you're up here? You haven't seen anything in particular? Other than the shaft of light that forms this very bright golden area from the shaft of light coming through the clouds above.
Start looking for things in particular.
Okay. Do you want to do a survival check for me, Sharpie?
Survival? Yep.
Yes, thanks. Okay, then
28.
we'll call that a 28. All right. So you have a snoop about, and what's particularly interesting is this shaft of golden light. It doesn't quite seem natural to you. The shaft doesn't seem to move, and you would expect as the clouds move across, the dot would change as well, the area that's lit. And as you approach it to investigate further, you notice a strange shimmer in the air directly. And as you do, the thick tree canopy, the brush and jungle sort of shifts and moves in strange patterns. And with you're fairly certain now that there's illusory terrain around you.
So some of this stuff isn't real.
Yes. And stepping out from these illusory bushes, which you've just realised, you can see that there's a figure, a human, who sort of just takes a couple of steps forward, and you recognise this person as Uzoma Kayibo, if you recall the druid who you met in Kayibo village. The place where Artasimba was frozen in that block. And he greets you
really?
And he greets you warmly and says, "I have been waiting for you for many days."
How did you get here?
And he says, I've been following events for many years. Initially, across the land of Chult, my time brought me to Kayibo village, my visions. But there I became trapped. Thanks to you, once I was freed, my visions returned. And
right. Not saying I don't trust you or anything, but
yeah. He says another of your own has already proceeded on to Moratal.
Whom?
She goes by the name Masika, but I believe she's much older than her name belies.
oh yeah, one of the elders.
How'd she get there?
She says, I have arranged transport for her. It is a perilous trip. But my visions have been difficult to interpret. I knew I was meant to meet the shadow hunters and Shadow Reavers, and as you probably recall, it was me who first believed that you may be that prophecy group, and now this confirms it. It is unlikely to meet the same people who you would expect in a place as remote as this, however beautiful the vistas. And I guess it's time, and I can trust you now. And with that, Uzoma sort of pauses for a moment with a thin, smile, and wings seem to sprout from his back. And as they do, he sort of kneels on the ground, and his legs fuse and elongate, and looks a bit freaky actually, because what you would see is these thigh and shin bones become thick and sinuous, and he takes on the form of a serpent, human-sized, with wings. Incredibly colourful, incredibly beautiful, almost pearlescent scales.
Guys, please tell me you can see this, and I didn't eat something I shouldn't have without realising it.
No, you are seeing this correctly.
Oh, good.
You're beautiful. Ash is like gushy.
He says, thank you, so are you. And says, I'm, my companions have been servants of Obtao since time began. Myself and my brothers and sisters, you would know us as Kuatl, which, if we just backtrack to the start of the session tonight, the Guardian Naga said the Kuatl were those that ushered and assisted the humans in settling the Cholton Peninsula in the first place, as guides and protectors. He says he says it is a long way.
How far?
And perilous. Only a matter of days. But the way is hidden. But we remember.
By hidden, do you mean overgrown?
Well, Moratal is overgrown, but and almost a complete ruin at this now, but it is obscured by illusion, and there is a maze through the jungle to fly. It is also surrounded in powerful, evil, prowling beings.
Have they the power of flight?
They do, and they're fast. But I can assist there as well. And he says, if you would, myself and my brothers and sisters may bear you to Muratal.
That is a very generous offer. Are you aligned with any divine in particular, if I may ask? I'm just curious.
We are the sons and daughters of Ubtao.
She's sort of like very doesn't know what to ask. Like, I feel like asking is Ubtao still around is rather impolitic to ask.
As you think it, if a snake can smile kindly, Uzoma does, and says, Ubtal, we believe, is always with us, but maybe not whole.
Should just Ash would bow slightly. I understand.
And Uzoma turns to you, Aragon, and she asks, "How fast is your companion there?" Indicating your griffin.
How fast do you want my companion to be?
As fast as a coatl and faster than malice demons.
I'm pretty certain my companion can fly that fast.
Okay, so so just to converting to meta.
80 flying speed. 80-foot flying speed.
Is that with dash? Is it normally 40 or is it 80?
That is not normally 80. Dash is 160.
Oh, I see. Okay, so you got a very fast griffin there. And Sharpwise.
White Rose is normally 60, though I can bump it to 70.
Okay. She says, you're... Okay, so she might actually get that with insight, but, and of course you don't say 70, 80, 60, which are, D&D stats. Swifter than the fastest of horses, or whatnot. Okay, so Uzoma looks up into this shaft of light and calls out in some sort of strange primordial tongue, and more almost you think there's a rainbow coming down to land, but what happens is all these other feathered serpents sort of spiral down out of the shaft of light as if it's like this Bifrost bridge type deal, and enough brothers and sisters of Uzama land and look around, and they sort of circle each other and start to do this sort of odd chanting or dance, and as they do, they grow in size. They're normally about the size of a person, so couldn't be ridden, but they grow in size significantly large enough for each of you. That would be Jacus, Ash, Riddle and Core, all to be able to sit on one of their backs and hang on.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So,
Flying ships, flying birds, flying tabaxis.
They wouldn't happen to look like the image I just put in Discord, would they?
Not far off.
yeah, pretty much. Feathered, multicoloured feathered wings. That's probably got a bit more of a dragon head. This is probably a bit more like a serpent.
Kind of gathered, but this was the closest thing that I could find.
Yeah, okay. So what I'll do now is I'll move us to a new map. Let's see.
Sorry, just want to say, as I jump on mine, I pull out Richard and I'm like, onward!
Yes, to victory! Okay. All right. Richard's very happy to be hanging out with powerful celestials and...
Aragon just shakes his head. Oh, God.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just getting a very simple... very simple map to move us to. Okay, I'm just going to move off and grab tokens and things. Oh! I'll let you have a bit of a jig while we do that.
Having music deep in the jungle, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. I'm getting Everyone except ice. We've got problem. What is ice going to do, Jacques?
Oh, I'll just unsummon him if it's gonna be hard for him to travel.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go here, paste everyone, and I'll arrange these mounts. I think Jacques, I'll resize you, and you can flip yourself to your unmounted version.
Okay.
And I think core, we need you as well, don't we?
Yes.
Okay.
How do I flip it?
Just right click on it, and there'll be a right click on it, and you'll get a multi-sided sort of thing.
Oh yeah, alright.
Okay.
Cool.
So you can see 2 Coatl on there. And everyone else I'll just resize these to be 2 squares, so they should be size large. I probably made them a little bit big. They're not huge. Okay, so how's that looking? I think not everyone's got one yet, do they? I'm just putting some out there for you. Rizoma's up the front there, so don't saddle up there yet. And you can go and jump on one whenever you're ready. Claim a mount.
I can't move my token because it's set as Elros.
Oh yeah.
We got to really change that.
Yes.
Some people may need to reset their blue bar, their secondary temp HP bar of 17.
Ross is back.
We will have 0 at the moment, but once I cast my Child Divinity Aura, everyone is going to be getting 17 temporary hit points per turn at the end of their turn.
Alright, so there's one there for you, Ash. I'll just put it to the back. And Jacques, you've got one down the bottom there to back. Okay, so I think we're good. Everyone's mounted, and one square on here is 30 feet. And Uzoma will be 60 feet in front of you and says, the way is difficult, the way is dangerous. Try to stick as close as you can to me and follow the path I follow. And with that, now, while you're not as spread out as this, because otherwise you're sort of spread out all over the place, but just don't move yourselves laterally, if you know what I mean, so side to side, because that's sort of showing where you are in relation to Uzoma. So let's see. And calls back, and you hear Uzoma telepathically in your mind, I guide you to the city now, but time is limited. Keep up with me at all costs. And as you pick your mount, the mount opens its wings and then soars off the cliff. You've got images of, what's it called? Should I forget the Avatar? That's right. When they all go sailing off on their flying mounts. As you sail down 2,000 feet, you're sort of wending your way through like valleys between these cliffs, and eventually Uzoma just folds his wings and just rockets like a hawk diving, and then eventually, poof, the wings pulse out and soars for a time, and then suddenly sort of banks one way, ducks behind a tall, skinny Mesa, circles round. And as you get close to the canopy itself becomes translucent, and you seem to just the Uzoma just flies straight through trees. You realise that certain of these ones are illusory, and otherwise flying creatures wouldn't be able to fit. You're flying through a maze of trees. It would be easy to get lost. You're sticking close as you can, probably 60 feet behind. There's thick brush, and there's lots of ancient stone columns. You're getting to an area where maybe there was a sprawling communities dotted here and there, or maybe just places of worship. You hear this chilling wail piercing the air. And seeing as we've got chilling things piercing air, we'll get rid of tavern music for one. And chase begins. You see these shadowy sort of winged creatures flying through the canopy as well. They also go straight through trees. And Uzoma calls into your minds, here they come, brace yourselves. Faster! And what I'll do is I'm going to get everyone to do... I'm just going to clear out the initiative order. And add yourselves in. I'll crank the music down a little bit. Okay, I've got Jakos, Aragon, Core, Sharpie.
I'll just put myself.
Okay. How are we going? Descending? 1, 2, 3,
I'm
4, 5.
My dice are rolling.
Okay.
$11. Oh, it's rolling again. Don't know why. Just ignore that.
That's right. And you've probably recognised some of these creatures. You have encountered them before. Demons of Shadow. And there's a handful of them. Uzoma calls out, "Don't stop, more will come." Now, so what you can do is we're just blatting away, keeping up, and Uzoma, I'm going to move 2 squares, 60 feet. So you can try to boost your speed and catch up to Uzoma a bit if you want to, Sharpie. That would take a survival check. What you're doing is, of course, the Kuatl that you're sitting on is doing the flying, but as it moves, you can try and shift your weight so that it doesn't have to work against you and you're working with it.
Sharpie's riding his owl.
Yes, Sharpie's on White Rose, yes.
Yeah, that's right. So the White Rose is, flying as fast as White Rose can fly. But for the purposes of this, if you want to try and boost him faster, you can do so with a survival. Yeah.
That would be a 19.
19. Is the advantage for what? What's the...
It's not advantage. I have I roll a 10 as my lowest number, so I've got the
I see.
proficiency from being a rogue.
Yeah, right. Okay. So you managed to urge Ghost Snail. Is it Ghost Snail? No, that's the other one.
White Rose. Yeah.
White Rose. Yeah, an extra 30 feet, so you can move 3 squares forward. And we'll get ready. Everyone else can do the same thing as we go. So Aragon, do you want to try the same thing?
I mean, I could just take the dash action with Ghost now.
Yeah, everyone's dashing. We just, for the references of what's happening, you move, how much did you say is your normal move?
My normal movement is 80, but my dash action is 160.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, everyone's dashing. Don't worry about that. We're just using base move. So your dash action is 80. So if you can pass a wisdom check, you can go 110.
I think not.
No.
80 as it is.
Yep. So you can still go. We're just going to go round down to 3 squares. You haven't gone 90, and we're just going to these one lot at a time. So that was Sharpie's gone, Aragon's gone. Riddle, do you want to have a go, or we've already rolled it?
Just going to ask if I could throw some spells back at them, actually.
Yeah, if you do, then let's see. Yes, if you just want to just let your mount do the flying and not try to get it going faster, you can cast a spell.
Yep, I'm happy to do that.
Okay.
So, I'd like to cast my Crown of 7 Stars.
Yep.
Which pops up my 7 motes.
Okay.
And using my bonus action, I want to throw one of them at the ones pretty much directly behind me. So,
okay. What's the range?
I've got 120 feet.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine if you want to do that.
Yep. I believe it's 17 to hit.
Yep, 17 hits.
And 26 radiant damage.
Okay. Okay, you hit it with one of these stars and almost wipe it out completely. In one star mote. Okay, so where are we up to? Turn order. I've got it sort of tucked in the back there somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Isn't Ash next?
Riddle, and then Core, then Juckus, then Ash. So Core.
I'm at 11, so I should be after Riddle.
Oh, you just came in a bit later. Yes, that's right. I'll manually shuffle you up.
Okay, I will fly to keep pace with Riddle, and I will then shoot off a sacred flame at the very injured-looking one.
Okay, roll to hit.
It must make a dex save, DC 17.
Does it? Okay. It fails that.
18 radiant damage.
All right. You wipe it out completely, and it puffs out, just like turning the lights on. Shadow vanishes. Who does that leave us with? That was Riddle, Ash. So now Core.
Okay, that is a survival check, wasn't it?
Yes.
16.
16. So you manage. Where are you? You're up there to go 3 squares, so 90 feet. 1, 2, 3, and just zip past Ash. And Juckus, last of all.
Actually, what's the goal that we want to move as far as away from the demons, right?
Yeah, I think. What Uzoma said was, we must make all haste. Follow me and keep up.
All right, Jacques will take it literally and cast haste on his Koato.
Okay. So the Kuato,
So it's
you
the-
1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And
So it's the speed is doubled, I think.
oh yeah, I've done that. And instead of going 2 squares, it's gone 4 squares.
Uh-huh.
Okay, the demons. I'm bunching. They're not as spread out as this. They're just spread out so that I can. They're all sort of right behind you in a little host.
It's like Hydra. Kill one, more shall rise.
And what happens is, as you're flying through the maze, it's as if you fly past some that sort of look, watch you go, and join on behind the main mass of them. And you can see there's another 5. 30 foot behind the main group. And let's see. Sharpie, can you roll a d20 for me?
Okay.
Just a straight d20. Okay.
Should we be worried? DM is silent.
Yeah.
The answer is no. We shouldn't be worried. Actually, no. I should be worried because I'm 30 feet in front of the rest of you guys, so I'm fine.
Yeah, you're right.
Everyone should be afraid.
I'm wondering if I should be extra afraid because these moats light me up like a Christmas tree. I'd imagine I'm pretty high on their priority list.
You are
at the moment.
highly visible, yep.
I'm also the holy warrior at the back.
Okay. So what happens is I'm going to roll a d6 here just to see who it affects. Okay, number 6. Who's last in the order? Jacus. Jacus, your mount has to do a sudden dive, just a bit more jerky than some of the others. So much so that it's possible that just like trotting on a horse, you actually lose contact with it. And you're going to need to do a strength saving throw. It's possible you fall off.
There are 27.
Okay, so what happens is the thing sort of does this huge dive. You manage to grab onto it at the last minute, and despite that, you manage to firstly not get bucked off, not fall off, but also not be such an inconvenience with grabbing onto the thing, scrabbling around, that you haven't sort of slowed it down. It's possible that could have happened as well.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, and I'm going to just bump Uzoma up, and Sharpie. What do you want to do? You can move 2 or try and move you can use your action to try and move your mount faster, just with riding skill. Or
Yep, I will move faster.
okay, can you roll
Faster, good.
Wisdom Survival?
I'm going to push that one.
All right, you got your 21. So 1, 2, 3.
28.
Oh, do you have control over your token here? So
I
you,
do, yes.
yeah, okay. So you can move 3 squares forward, 90 foot. Aragon.
I'm just going to dash again with Ghost now. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. So that just means moving 2 squares, unless you want to try and use your mount skills to move faster than that.
Yeah, no, 2 squares it is.
Okay. We'll say that's 3, just because your mount, you're adding the last 2 together, just because you're actually going a bit faster than 60.
Yeah, that I kind of gathered that.
Just edging that out. So I'll put you 1 square up.
Yep.
Riddle.
I'm going to trust my mighty mount to keep up at this stage.
Okay.
I'd like to use my bonus action to throw another moat.
Oh, okay.
If I can.
Yeah, definitely.
Another 120 feet. So
Yep.
that takes me down to, this would be number 2 of 7. Where'd it go? Oh, hang on just a moment. To hit is 16.
That hits.
And
How much damage?
25.
Oh.
And for my actual action,
That
while
does-
I'm at
that-
it, I'll throw some. If that didn't take it down,
It did 50
Oh.
damage to it. They're very susceptible to radiant.
fantastic. So is it still airborne?
It's still there. Yeah.
Okay, I'll throw 3 Eldritch Blasts at it.
Oy, okay.
So
20 hits.
so that's the first one. For
6.
damage.
Yeah. Second one.
Second one.
Okay. Second one hits. Poof.
Another 7, and the third one. I'm going to say that one hits too.
Okay. All 3 hit, and you blast it from the sky again. You can put 2 shadow demons on your belt now.
Awesome.
Okay.
That's me for now.
And that's Riddle. So Ash, Louise.
Are they catching up to us? Or
They're pretty much going the same speed as you without any other effects. So some of you are urging your mounts to go faster than them with riding skill, some with haste spells, but roughly these things are keeping up with you, Ash.
And they've exhibited no ranged abilities.
They look like they're you don't know, they haven't exhibited any.
Then I will keep pace with Riddle. I will take an action to cast Death Ward on myself.
Okay. And in that case, core.
Okay, I will try to go faster.
Okay. Do your survival? Need a 15.
Nat 20.
Oh, natural 20. 1, 2, 3. With the natural 20, I'm going to make it 4. You've actually 30 feet above, in front of Uzoma at this point. So I guess I'm going to put you just here level because you're needing Uzoma to follow. But you're basically right on Uzoma's tail. Jackus.
Yeah, I have double speed, and can I still make it go faster?
Yes, you can.
14 animal handling.
Okay, so with the haste and your actions, you as well are going right. You're right behind Uzoma. So is Sharpie, by the way. And
Okay.
1, 2, yeah. Okay, then this host of shadows comes, and you see a third rank appear, as in more are joining the chase. And at that point, I see for any possible complications. Ash Louise, can you roll a d20 for me?
A 16.
Oh, okay. All right. So your mount, its wings sort of clip some vines, cut straight through them, and you think that maybe there was a chance of it breaking a bone, or even worse. But luckily, those vines were quite weak, and he blasts on through it without slowing you down. Okay, Sharpie, back to you.
Alright, we're just basically continuing to move, I think.
Okay, wisdom survival.
$19.
2, 3. Sep. So you're up with caught up with Zoma as well. Aragon.
Yeah, I'm going to just try keeping ahead of this pack.
Okay, roll your survival then. How'd you go? 17, no problem.
17.
Yep, so I'm going to move you up one more. Actually, I'll move you down a bit just so that we can keep things visible. Riddle.
Exactly the same as last time.
Okay, 1, 2, and throw your moat. There's a fresh demon right there. 23 hits. How much damage? 27 minus 52 damage. Okay, alright, it survives it, but it is a sad demon. Morose.
And just to be sure, we'll hit it with some Eldritch Blasts.
Okay, you destroy it. I'm going to just say it's gone. And now there's only one demon left from that initial group. You're sort of shaving off layers of this shadow demon onion. And Ash Louise.
Oh, there's nothing I can do. I will try to speed along.
Okay, so roll your survival. Try to get the swing of things with this mount of yours. Companion. I'm sure they don't like being called mounts, although you are sitting at mounting them. How'd you go? Survival. 15 you need.
Oh, it's rolling. Oh dear. It's a 11, I think.
Okay, so you don't manage to urge it faster, but you're okay. What about you, Core? You're up next.
Okay, doing the same.
Okay.
12 from me.
Oof. Okay, so you managed to. 1, 2. There you go. So you're up with Ghost Nail there, and Jacuz.
Yep. So just the 4, I think.
Yes. 1, 2, 3. Well, don't go. You won't be able to go ahead of Uzoma. Yep. So that's Jacuz. So you're right up the front there. Then they go. Oof. Okay, Riddle, there's one very close to you now, only about 30 feet behind you. More appear at the back there.
Come on.
And we need a D6. That would be Jacuz. There's possible complications out there on the wing. Can you roll your D20 for me?
D20. Okay.
Yeah. It's not a saving throw or anything. It's just about I'm letting you
9.
roll your own fate. Holy moly! This shadow demon pops up from but behind some ruin that you're about to fly past, and sort of lunges at you as you go zooming past, and it tries to force your mount from its path, and so the whole thing just banks straight away. And if you think of Endor, when the land speeders got separated, the jet bikes, suddenly you find yourself flying your own route. And you you're instead of following Uzoma now, the whole party is doing this whole jet bike thing through the trees, and you're off in the distance making your own route. Can you make an intelligence saving throw? So what happens is, with your 7, is you sort of have to make your way through, but you actually lose ground and drop back a little to try and rejoin the rest. But you do rejoin them.
Okay. All right.
And the one that jumped out at you joins the pack eventually at the end. And so you sort of have to veer off and so on. And then we're on to you, Sharpie. What do you want to do?
Well, Sharpie is at the moment directly behind Azoma, so...
Oh, so I haven't done Abzoma yet. Sorry, I'm just doing team top of the round. 1, 2, 3. So if you can...
So, yeah, flying along behind Azoma.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll just move the 2 and I'll throw a fireball back just to hit the group that's behind Riddle before I...
Yeah, okay. All right.
So 30 damage.
30 damage, let's see.
At DC 7 save.
All right. So, you catch quite a few of them in it. Many of them fail. Many of them pass. And they all fly through the fire. I'm not ignoring it. Some of them are fairly weakened by it, but you can tell that they're probably resistant to fire.
Oh well. Fly faster, Riddle.
Yeah. And lastly...
I think the cats can't fly.
Yeah, so that would be taking 15 or 7 if they pass. But you can see there's 5 or 6 of them that all got caught in your blast. And I've moved you, I believe, yes. So, Aragon.
Yes, same again, double move, or try to.
Okay.
Another 17.
Good, so you can move yourself 4 squares. Because of our law of averages here. $60.
That was 4 squares.
Good one. Okay, I'll do the rest, the bits sort of catching up there. So there's 240. Can you see these squares appearing here? 1, 2, 3, 4. 480. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's not right. 4. And lastly, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just giving you a bit of a scale in there. Okay. Sorry, so that was Aragon. And you were able to move both of your mount. You've got control of them. So Riddle, it's up to you. What do you want to do? You've got a cloud following you now.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to throw my moat at the closest one.
Yeah, okay. Roll to hit.
Go.
You've been doing well. You haven't missed yet. Okay, you hit it.
14.
Awesome. How much damage?
Oh,
14.
only 14.
Yeah, wow. The last roll of 52 damage would have killed that one, but because it's been fireballed as well. But it's damaged. You're going to Eldritch Blast it?
Yeah, so that'll put me just moving forward, same as before. So
yeah, okay. All right. So you kill that one with your Eldritch Blasts. 1, 2, and you keep pace here. Ash Louise.
Oh, Ash will close her eyes and pray to Salune and Lathander and call down a shower of sunlight and moonlight orbs. I will cast Firestorm on all of them.
Oh, wow. Just how much damage is that going to do? And what is it? Fire damage?
Yes, unfortunately, it is 7d10 fire damage or DC 17 dex save.
Okay. How much damage is that going to do?
Let us see. Oh wait, I need to.
You did the 1d10. You need how many? 7. Okay, so 35. I know there are macros that you can just select multiple tokens and deduct the same amount off all of them, but I'm not there with my Roll20 particular set of skills. But that's okay.
Oh yeah.
I've moved you up, and I'm just applying the damage and the firestorm. How big is the firestorm?
It's 10 by 10 cubes, so it should be able to catch all of them.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, they're spread over 130. They're spread over 120 feet. And not quite in conga lines. So what I've done is everybody 30 feet back and along the line that they're doing, I've shaved them all off.
Oh, great.
Yep. And I've moved you up. So core, and then Jackus, and then the demons get to go. Oh, good one. 24. All right. 1, 2, 30, 60, 90. You've almost caught up to Azoma there. Jackus? Mr. Hasty? Okay. 3, 4, and then another one. That's it. All right. So you're neck and neck with Azoma, no problem. Speedy. Yeah, that's exactly. Uh-oh. Okay. Shadow Demons. 1. They fly at 60. And more come on. Now we need to do our D6. The perils of this trip. 1, that would be Sharpie. Can you roll a D20? It's not the time you want to fall off. 17, okay, you avoid any particular incident. And Sharpie, that means you get to go. What do you want to do?
Up tails moving forward.
Oh yeah, 1, 2, there we go. 3.
So yeah, I'm just now flying after him.
Yeah, okay, so roll your riding check if you see if you can go 3.
That would be 19, but I'll boost it.
You've done it. So you're not quite, you're 30 foot behind
26.
him. Yep. So you're 30 foot behind him, and he's actually pouring on the speed now, trying to pull away from them. Aragon.
Same trick.
Dashing,
going fast.
Yep, okay. So roll your wisdom. What's it called? Survival?
That is a dirty 20.
Ah, very good. All right, so you're right up with Aragon, right on his tail. Riddle.
I'm assuming I've spotted that there's more entering the phrase, so I'm going to go fluff this. I said fluff.
Okay.
Double F in people.
Yeah, fluff this.
And I'm going to throw a moat at the nearest one and then use my actual action to
Okay.
try and go a bit faster.
Roll to hit. Oh, a 10. Yikes.
I missed.
Okay, so finally one of these demons dodges it. And your action, would you roll your wisdom save?
Oh, wisdom save?
Sorry, a survival it is.
It's not much better.
Oh, Sharpie's not there, unfortunately. So 1, 2, there you are. Ash Louise.
I will cast Bless on. Actually, no. I'll just try and run as fast as I can. I'll try and dash.
Okay, do your survival. Need a 15. How'd you go? Got my eyes on the chat.
These dice, they're so slow. Oh, I think I've done it. Here we go.
Okay, awesome. 23. So your Kuatl goes past Riddles, eat my dust, and you're 30 feet pulled in front of Riddle and Core. Then Jackus.
Trying to keep up with the group. 21.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, no problems. You're 30 foot behind you. Just in neck and neck with Sharpie there, 30 feet behind the leaders, and finally Jackus, which with your dash you're easily going to catch up.
Yeah, I'll just catch up.
Okay. With that, the demons. Whoop. This pack of the bastard swines, the fluffers. Okay.
A lot of them are weakened, Sharpie, if you can spare a fireball or two, or something else.
And with that...
Why bother? There's just going to be more of them.
Yeah, but you can kill you can kill the first couple of rows of them.
By wasting all of my magic? Sure. No.
Jackus, can you roll d20 for me?
2.
Oof. Uh-oh. I'll just go quiet again for a moment. Bear with me. Okay, you're forced to make an unexpected tight turn. So I think this is similar to that dip that you had before. But this time a bank, and you need to do it. No, it's not just a matter of strength hanging on. This is a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Okay.
13.
Right. So all it means is by having a bank and then come and then peel back in line, you drop back 30 feet. Now, I'm lucky.
Okay.
It's so good that you front guys are encountering all these things because you're sort of clearing the way for poor Ash and Riddle. Because if they were dropping back 30 feet, it would start to get, or even worse, fall off. Imagine that. Okay.
I'd be semi-okay.
Okay, all right. Sharpie. Oh, sorry. I'll move Azama first. 1, 2, 3. We're in the final stretch now.
Right. Sharpie is going to I'm just going to move him forward 3. You can't actually fail that roll.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Aragon.
Yeah, I'm flying like fast.
Yep. So just do your wisdom saving. If all you want to do is go fast, then just do your survival check to see if you can urge your.
Ooh, 15.
Yep. No problem. Riddle.
Throw one of my last 2 motes because it's bonus action and I've still got them.
Yep.
Get this time. 23, I'm assuming it hits.
It does hit. Oh, you blow one out of the sky.
21, and then it's a survival.
Yes.
That's not too bad for me.
Okay, with a -1. Yeah, it's not too bad for you, but it doesn't get your mount going faster.
No.
Going faster. Ash Louise.
I will try to dash.
Yeah, okay. Survival. Oh, same. Same.
With a +4, it is 16.
Oh, is it?
Yes, I have +4 to survival.
Okay. In which case, you pull another 30 feet ahead of Riddle, and you find yourself coming up level with Jackus and Core. But Core and Jackus are about to pour on the speed. Core, you want to try your... Uh-oh, not quite. Yeah, still okay. Jackus, how about you?
Yeah, I still have my haste on, so
So you can catch up regardless. I'll just move you up in level because you're not going to need to go faster than that. This host 1, 2. They're actually 60 feet. Yeah, 30. They're 60 feet away from you, Riddle. Probably 50 feet away from getting the tail end of this coatl. D6. 6 again. I keep rolling 1s and 6s, which means it's Jacuz once again. You're clearing the way for everyone.
Oh, it's a good thing I'm hasted.
Yeah. So D20, is that your 15?
Yeah, 15, yep.
Yeah, okay. All right, you encounter no complications. Bit of brush and things. You're a bit worried. You get tense for a moment there, but otherwise no issues. Sharpie, you can just move your 3 up as Uzoma blasts away, keeping up pace. Aragon,
Aragon quickly glancing over his shoulder, seeing Riddle and Ash behind.
Yeah.
Is going to do the air brake maneuver.
Okay.
And pull back.
Okay. How far back?
Um,
They're 120 feet behind you. You couldn't even fly back to them from here.
I mean, pretty much the air brake maneuver just to turn in such a way that he can turn his griffin and probably move 30 feet.
Yep.
60 feet maybe.
Okay. So you go to a place where you hopefully they can catch up to you and then you'll be flying together.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so you pull back to wait for the bombers to catch up to you.
Uh-huh.
And Riddle.
Just quickly, what's the minimum flying speed we're at the moment?
The minute,
60?
yeah,
40.
60 is what your coatl is going at with you just sitting there with your feet up.
Okay, no. Okay, then, well, I'll throw my last mote at the nearest one.
Okay. Oh, and 27 hits. Damage. 19 doesn't quite kill it, but I don't think. No, doesn't quite kill it.
Well, try. Isn't it forward a bit more faster?
Oh. And you go 60 foot, the same speed as the demons.
Yep.
And Ash Louise.
How much is each square?
30 feet.
Blast. Okay. I will just have to dash. There's nothing for it.
Yeah, okay. Roll your survival then. How'd you go?
Nope.
A 4. Oh, and you get +4, so it's an 8. Okay, so don't go faster.
Yeah.
That's you done. Core, and then Jacuz, and then Core. Yes, struggling with these feathery fur brain things. But you're not dropping out of the race, Jacuz.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep pace with the front.
Yeah, okay. So you can do that, no problem, without any issue. The host of evil comes up. And finally, we do our D6. 4 with someone different. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ash Louise, can you roll a D20 for me? One of these trailers. Uh-oh. 7. Something's gonna happen. Oh my god. Okay, so who's in front of you there? Core sort of, no, it's probably Aragon actually. He's the one that sort of hung back when we look at as you fly back and Aragon sort of bumped a bit of pillar, one of those large stone towers that you're sort of winging around, but there's this creak, crack, boof, and these huge boulders start to tumble down. And you get hit in this hail of debris. And take 16 bludgeoning damage. Your Kuatal companion takes the same. The worst thing about it is, can you roll a Constitution saving throw? This is more about just ignoring it and toughing through it. Oh my god.
That one.
Okay. All right. So you lose 60 feet of distance from the Kuatal getting battered on its wings. You sort of losing your seating and your orientation. You don't fall off, luckily. Hang on.
Well.
Yeah. Let's see. Hang on a sec. Okay. I'll just bring you back to where you were level with Aragon.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So Aragon, you're just ahead of Ash. You sort of hear this crack, crack, pop, crackle, and you see Ash. You see, she crashes through the bushes, and she falls out of sight. And I believe that, and then we go to the top of the round. So that's what you see. Riddle, of course, you see that as well. Ash was 60 feet ahead of you.
Okay.
Uzoma, completely unaware, blats on as fast as she can. Sharpie, what do you want to do? You're also unaware of what's happened. You're 120 feet through the jungle. Yep, no problem. You race ahead. Aragon, you did see what happened.
Seeing Ash fall off, I'm going to set him ghost nailing to dive to follow her.
Okay. So you spend 30 feet of movement going through the bushes, diving down to try and catch Ash.
Yep, that's the plan.
Okay. And you find Ash on the ground, and she's taken another 19 points of damage from the fall. She's prone, but conscious.
I will get Ghost Nail to pick her up in his front talons.
Okay.
In her front talons and dive back up.
Okay, you've now regained some altitude, and that's your turn done.
It's my turn, yeah.
Ash, you're on the back of Ghost Nail. Riddle.
I'm just going to try and catch up with most of the others. There's not much else I can do now.
Avoiding the crumbling tower. 1, 2. All right. So
14 for its salvo.
racing ahead, you as fast as you can. You then catch up to. They've got this host behind you, but coming out of the foliage beneath you, you hear this, and you see Ghost Nail coming up with Ash on the back of the mount with Aragon. And Ash Louise.
Is my Kawatl still alive?
No, it's not. You don't. It's almost as if it's vanished into a mote of light.
Oh. Alright, I will clutching Aragon, thank you, and then summon behind us a celestial guardian of the defender type.
Oh. Now you should have a token in spells for that.
Oh, do you mind dragging out a defender?
No problem.
and I will tell him to intercept and just take the dodge action. So he's just purely as a distraction, but
Okay.
they'll have disadvantage to hit him, and he has a flying speed, so
Okay.
he will just block all their attacks.
He's enormous. Size large, enormous wings, massive shield, tower shield, and a huge mace. Oozing radiance and celestialness. Core.
Okay, continuing forward. Okay.
Okay. I've moved you up 2. What did you roll for your thing?
21.
Okay. You're very quiet. What I might do is, unless you've got volume there, I can bump it up a little bit on my end. We'll try that. 21. Crikey. Okay. We'll move you up an extra one. Well done. So you're only 60 feet behind Witch Rose and Sharpie. Getting close to the front now. Jacuz.
I'll still keep pace. Just keeping pace.
Yeah. Okay, so the demons, the first rank of them, swarm over this guardian. And the rest of them continue flying after you. But they're quite a way back now because he's sort of drawn the attention of the initial ones. Okay, Core, you got a bit of a potential problem ahead. Can you roll D20 for me?
16.
16, you thought there's a bit of a problem, but expertly you avoid it and nothing untoward occurs. And you carry on about your business. Sharpie, you see Uzoma race ahead and then burst through the foliage and then spread his wings. Do you want to try a 3-move thing to try and catch up?
Sorry, a 3-move thing?
Yeah, as in a wisdom save. Oh, you can always do that, can't you?
I always pass.
Yeah, okay. So you follow suit and shoot through this gap. It's an illusion covering the tree line. Aragon.
Yes, I'm going to spur Ghost Nail forward as quickly as I can now.
Okay, go for it. Survival. Your survival depends on it. And you depend on your survival. Hey.
Yeah, well, a 17 is not a bad roll.
All right. Good one. I've moved you up 3 just because there's 2 of you on the mount now. I know there's not rules for encumbrance and so on and flying speeds and things, but just averaging this out because it's 60 regardless. So I moved you 3 for the 90 feet.
That's fine.
Aragon, Riddle, up the back there in the gallery.
And the nearest one's like 60 feet from me, isn't it?
Yes, it is. 120 now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Cool.
The guardian angel is defending against the rest, the front ones.
Well, I will try to help.
Yeah.
I'm just having...
Oh my god. You are not...
I have your feet on the back of mine.
As a cat, you are not made for flight. It's just not your thing. It's a natural one. So you got a 0 with your -1.
Did I manage to turn myself backwards by any chance?
Yeah, probably. You're sitting on it backwards, going, go faster! You're going riding backwards. Okay. Ash Louise.
Are those distracted demons, have they fallen behind now? Or are they still like...
Yeah, they're 60 foot behind you. Probably 90 now, because I think Aragon moved 90 feet.
Fantastic. Can I just give that help action to Aragon then on his next survival check?
You can, yeah. So you're focusing on on trying to like someone riding on the back of a motorbike and not throw the balance out. So you're sort of clinging on and then leaning with him and whatnot. Cool. All right. So he's got the help action and then core.
Okay, only get 12.
12. Oh, so 2 squares. You're still a couple of rounds away. Jackus?
Yep, just
All
same.
right. So you're in the clear. There's shadow demons. 1, 2. I think you're pretty much all clear, everyone now, with the guardian and shaving off the few. And although you've had some complications, Jackus seemed to bear the brunt of them. We'll see if Riddle can fall off. Let's have a look. Number 2, Aragon. Uh-oh. Can you roll D20? 9.
But it is mighty.
Okay. A shadow demon attempts to force your mount from its route, forcing you to locate a new path, with, of course, Ash Louise on the back. Can you make an intelligence saving throw? It's not too bad.
Just because you said it's not too bad, I got a not too bad roll.
Okay.
A very bad roll.
So he darts in front of you, and you have to veer off. And similar to what happened with Jackus, you're trying to make your way back into the path, because you will get lost in here definitely, and maybe be stuck in the forest because it's illusions that block off the paths when you're trying to make your way through. And I've moved the shadow demons, so Sharpie, you're out. I'm just going to get rid of people who are already in the order. Aragon, it's your turn.
Yes, I'm going to try and get back on that path and fly like fast.
Yeah, roll your survival with advantage, because you've got Ash helping.
That's a 24.
Nice one. So I've moved your 4 squares. You almost eye and eye with core. Riddle, you're still in the race here. What do you want to do?
I'll make an attempt.
Okay.
Can't be worse.
Survival. 1,
Hey!
2. Oh no, you need more of those moats. The moats were good.
They were all.
Just let the mount do what it does best, and you can be the rear gunner. Ash Louise, helping again?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, core. Oh, yeah, sorry, go for it. Yeah, core.
Yep, oh, only a 10.
Oh, okay. I think you're home and hose there, but Jackus, I'm going to get rid of you out of the order. Shaman Tattoo Demons, 1, 2, 3. Now, I've stopped adding more onto the back here, but just there would be more further back. And D6. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I need a D4. 4, core. Complication. Can you roll D20?
That's an 8.
8. Well, you are struck by falling debris. Take 17 damage. Can you make a Constitution saving throw?
Sure I can.
Hey, okay, so you are not. You take the damage, but you and your mount manage to press on without losing speed or getting knocked off. Riddle.
I think I was first there.
Oh, sorry.
Where is it? Oh, yeah, you're on a 13. I must have skipped you.
I'll happily re-roll next turn.
Yeah, right. Okay. Go, Aragon. Ride like
19.
the wind.
Not 19.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you can see the light at the end of the tunnel at this point. Riddle.
I'll roll for my thingo now.
Yeah, you can. That's fine.
Well, I got another 0 otherwise. Yay!
Oh, natural 20. All right. So instead of going,
way again.
what I'm doing is these natural 20s and natural 1s. Instead of going 3 squares, you go 4. So you managed to milk 120 foot out. Ash Louise, I presume, giving aid.
Yeah.
core. See if you can blast through this light at the end of the tunnel here.
Yeah, I think I should be able to get there even longer.
Yeah. Okay. And you zip out. The shadow demons move up. And Aragon, you no.
I don't think I'll need to do the roll because I'll just fly this time.
You don't have to do the roll as long as you're on the mount because you might get knocked off. Because complication happens to you, Aragon. Roll your d20. Roll your d20. You might lose your horse at the 17. No problem.
Not happening.
Nice one. Yeah, freedom. That's Aragon and then Riddle. I think you're 1, 2. Do you want to roll your wisdom check? Let's see what you can do. Go out with a win.
So that was me?
Yeah, survival Riddle.
Sorry. What could possibly go right?
Yeah, no
wrong.
problem. Oh,
well, okay. I've done worse.
Okay. All right, can you roll a d20 for me, Riddle? Nothing happens, and you blast through.
Yay!
The sun manages to pierce through the patchy crowds in this flooded region. The illusory wall masking the location of Muratal is dispelled as you pierce it, and any of these shadow wraiths following you flee back, flung back, and they cannot penetrate this illusory terrain. Uzoma hovers in the air and seems to almost float there, and turns and casts some sort of spell which seems to reinforce or reinvigorate the illusory terrain. And as the other Kuatl fly out, let's see. And Uzoma and the rest of the mounts, all sort of rest of the Kuatl, all circle around, spiraling down to ground level, and they finally alight and let you disembark and find your feet.
Riddle jumps off and kisses the ground.
Yeah, I bet.
Why did I get the slow one?
Wow, I owe you my life then, Paladin.
Well, I'd rather not leave you behind.
I appreciate it. That was maybe slightly utilitarian, but I appreciate it nonetheless. I truly thought my time had come.
Really? Did you guys have trouble? I thought that was fairly easy.
Yeah.
I give him a look.
Yeah. Uzoma says, you've done well. We've avoided the host that prowls, looking for any weakness in the barrier around Muratal, and each of the Kuatl around you gifts you with one of their luminous green feathers.
What does those do?
It says, "Oh, this is just a gesture of friendship and kinship with our kind." And you gain a story award for that, the mark of the feathered serpent. So if you keep this feather like on a necklace or something invisible, around your neck, you are recognised as a friend of the Kuatl, and any Kuatl you encounter will immediately regard you as an ally, at least as favourable towards you. Advantage on any arcana or history checks to learn or remember about Kuatl, and advantage on any charisma checks dealing with them.
Oh, do I still get one?
You do, yeah.
Yay!
Do I still get one after what I said?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Mark of the Feathered Serpent. And these are enchanted. It's not just a matter of someone else could steal it off you, put it around their neck, and then they would get it. But this is a token to give you as a mark of this sign of kinship or friendship and alliance with these beings.
Cool.
So
Thank you.
Ash fangirls a little bit about Coatl because they're celestials.
The sun manages to pierce through these patchy clouds in this flooded region. So there's water everywhere, bit of patches of vegetation poking up through it here and there. There's the remains of long destroyed buildings littering the area for hundreds of feet in all directions. Clearly there was a city of some sort here before. Far more run down than Mezro was. It's been overtaken by this hard, blackened earth, as if the remainder of the city had been burned into ash. The mud all surrounding it, so there's water everywhere. The mud has been, the mud of it is really black. And you can see this top half of a gigantic warrior statue poking out, protruding from the murky waters. Standing around one of the few structures that have managed to survive. And beyond the smaller structures, there's a couple near you. I guess I'll move to a map, and I'll move to a map now so you can see it while we're here. Let's have a look. I'll get rid of the turn sequence while we're here too. So there we go. You should see that resolve here in the bottom left-hand corner on a piece of land near a square tower.
We are still on the elongated, long flying map.
Oh, yeah, okay, I have to drag this token. Thanks for that.
We're heading to the tomb of the Emperor to take control of it for this ritual?
Yeah, to perform a ritual at the top of the tower, inside the top of the tower. Not sure if you can see that okay?
Could we take a 5-minute break here?
This is a good spot. You can see the different places, and let's make it 10, so I've got time to grab a coffee down at the other.
Yep, 10 it is.
All right, 10:08, so 10:20 or so we'll meet back, reconvene.
Yep. To summon Celestials. We can summon the dream team of Celestials. Paladins get 15 spells. I have access to summon Celestials. We can summon the dream team of Celestials. Paladins get 15 spells. I have access to summon Celestials.
Getting some echo.
Yeah, what's going on?
Celestials. That will be your Twitch.
Getting some echo.
Yeah, what's going on?
Celestials. That will be your Twitch.
I'm rid of it. Oh my god. I thought, we're in between. I'll just load it up and see. Okay. I thought, we're in between. I'll just load it up and see. Okay. So, we're back in business. So, I guess you can see... actually, I'll show you a handout here. Let's have a look. Show to players. So I mentioned there was some sort of big warrior statue, half sunken. Lots of water around. There's the high cliffs and things that you've all been flying through, and the vegetation and so on. And you finally arrived in what looks like a flat area where there were buildings. So there's a couple of buildings poking up. And if I scooch that out of the way and go back to our map, you can see there's some islands of blackened earth. One that you're at has a tower right next to it. And I can give you a bit of a description. Let's have a look. Yeah, so there's waters, and there's probably two floors of square stone tower rising above the water, and you can tell probably that it projects lower down, so the ground floor is actually underwater now. There are windows and things that you could go in through if you wanted to. It looks like some sort of garden and a raised area with steps leading up, so it would have been higher ground further to the north. And diagonally across there's a smaller structure with a peaked roof.
So we're checking out the...
Yeah. Or the Kuatl that are with you at the moment. And Uzoma. Let's see, turns to you and says, "We shall depart now that you are here to fulfill your quest. The coin that you were given, if you hold this, keep it secret, keep it safe, keep it in the tucked away somewhere. If you hold it in direct sunlight for 1 minute, it will open the gateway and we can return to fly you home again." That's the coin core that you've got.
All right then.
And with that, they all ascend and fly up into a ray of sunlight. It's like you're looking at the sun, and it's like you lose sight just because it's so bright, and then they're off, gone somewhere. So Sharpie, you're about to say something. I think I might have cut you off.
No, it's fine.
Okay. So you're going to investigate this tower while you're on dry land, try and make it across to one of the other ones, or do something else.
What was the clue we got again?
The clue was the tomb of Quomek at the top of his tomb.
Seems like being a cigarette.
Well, I would like to heal myself first. Is anyone else actually injured? Or is it just me?
I think Jacques copped a little bit from some boulders.
No, that was, I think, Aragon.
Aragon, right.
I never took any damage.
It
I
was
know
just
I didn't.
Ash.
Yeah, Ash.
It's just me.
Ash was just in the rear and took a nasty tumble.
Yeah, so Ash got hit by boulders, but someone else took 17, but didn't fall off. I think that was Core, I think.
Yep, we already felt it.
Okay.
Oh. Do you need any healing core, or are you alright? I have plenty of first aid kits, so don't be shy.
free if you have first aid kits.
Yeah. I can only use them once per short rest on you, but you will get 1d6 of 4 plus 4, so that's 8 plus your level. So 22.
Be right back up.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Core, is there any way you can boost your volume a bit because you are very quiet?
Sadly not. I just need to get a new microphone. My
No worries.
older backup one at the moment as well to get my other one broke.
And microphones aren't really cheap.
No, to get a good ones, it's really, you're looking at $100 or more. Yeah, so the plants all around are twisted, thick vines. This whole place, well, it looks like there's plenty of rain to rinse everything off. The place is reeking of that sort of rancid, rotten mud, and the water seems looks fouled. There's a scum of algae on top. Everything around you is lightly obscured.
Oh, did you all want to investigate this tower?
So I think since we're already here, that should be good.
Yep.
I'd like to use my Eldritch Sight to just check for magic in the general area.
Okay. Other than illusion magic behind you in the surrounding terrain, there's nothing magical around you. Core, just while we're on investigations of things like this, I'm just going to give you your token vision. Do you have night vision, by the way? Or dark vision?
I do not.
Okay. Alright, so I've now set you up with vision. Was it looking black before?
No, I was able to see.
Okay, alright.
So as a group, how do you normally approach this?
Oh, well, I have dark vision. I have my. Sorry to interrupt. I have magical dark vision, which I can share with everybody if we need it.
Yeah, looking in the windows, it looks like there's enough light coming through that it's sort of dimly lighting inside. And looking in, you can see it's sloshy mud at ground level, but there's a circular staircase going up.
Alright, so do we head up?
Pretty easy to jump on and step across. Your legs and feet are already muddy and wet from landing here. And what you're going through is a window. This floor, where you're entering, looks like it might have been a library or study of some sort. There's shelves on the wall and what maybe once upon a time was rotten, was paper, but being wet and here for so long, it's long since moulded away to pretty much nothing. There's still quite a bit of debris in there if you want to have a bit of a scout around.
Sharp and go in, head through one of the windows and have a look.
Yep, okay. You can do a perception for me, please.
Perception or investigation?
Perception at first, just to have a look around.
33.
Yep, Okay, so looking around, you do spot a scroll case, which is just basically noticing it amongst all the debris.
Alright, get his staff and just sort of poke around in the rubbish a bit, and then if nothing bursts out of the muck at him, he's going to take the scroll case.
Yeah, nothing burst out of the muck, but it looks like it's broken furniture that you're instead of the debris that you're poking your staff around. And you've got a scroll case, and as you grab it, it's very grimy, but you can tell it's ivory once you give it a bit of a rub.
Clean it off a bit, open it up, see if there's anything in there.
Yep, you pop it open, and let's see. There is a scroll of paper inside, but as you're looking, this needle comes shooting out towards you, and you feel this prick in your thumb where you're holding it. And it starts to sting. You need to do a Constitution saving throw.
That would be a 9.
Okay. Your thumb goes numb straight away. It goes black, and then you sort of you drop the scroll tube and you're shaking it and whatnot, and it quickly spreads through you, and you the tide of this poison washes over you for a moment, and then it's gone. Doesn't continue, but in doing so, you've taken 27 poison damage.
Okay.
I'll head in after Sharpie.
Okay. You can see he's cursing and glaring at this scroll tube on the ground. I'll just roleplay for you, Sharpie. Sorry about that.
I'm going to wait in each other sometime.
I want to take a look around the area also.
Yep.
Let's find anything else.
Yeah, between the two of you, have had a good look around. The staircase looks intact, and there's actually 2 pieces of paper poking out of this scroll tube on the ground.
Sharp, you'll read them, see if you can figure out what they are.
One of them looks like it's written in like some sort of ancient Cholton. You would need to, know the language to be able to read it, unless you've got some sort of magical way to do so.
Turns out, no. But he'll ask Riddle if she does.
Riddle, have you got eyes of the scroll or something?
I don't, but I do have comprehend languages.
Okay.
As a spell.
Close. Okay. So you sort of take 10 minutes, say, I can work this out. You cast your comprehend languages, and you see that one of them is a scroll where if you read these words out, you will be protected from undead. It's a magical scroll of protection from undead. The other one sort of swims in front and reforms in front of your eyes, and your read languages converts this ancient Omuan into common for you to read, and it's a letter. And it says, Luia, I have compiled as much research as possible and have a theory on what we may be facing. Without Ubtal to guide us, Komek has brought doom upon us all. It is now up to you, my most trusted apprentice, to carry on our traditions. When you find this, leave immediately. Protect yourself. Use the circle in the laboratory. The prince and I leave now to warn Commander Zumok. And I'll paste those words into the chat for you all for Roll20. Should work, maybe.
With the scroll that protects from undead, I'm sorry, I can see Riddle starts reading it out loud, gets halfway through, realizes what it is like, never mind.
Yeah.
Did someone want to hold on to this?
So I've
And then read it.
Okay, so there's the content is in the chat. There's a horrible smell coming from the ground. There's even a little bit of mist in here, in the room itself. It looks like there is a floor still yet above you. Jacus and Core, I think you were inside as well, having a look.
Yep, I'm gonna head straight for the stairs.
Yeah, okay. So you head up the stairs, circling around the inside of the tower, eventually come up through a floor, a hole in the floor. It's not a trapdoor or anything, the stairs just come through. And you're in a slightly smaller 30-foot square chamber. Similar condition to the one below, except this is wet and slimy from rain coming from the through the roof above.
Mm-hmm.
Looks mostly ruined, beyond repair. While the bottom looked like it was a library, this looks like it was maybe a laboratory of some sort. Experiments, wizardy business.
Okay, well, the letter said something about a circle in the laboratory.
Yeah, there is a 10-foot wide circular indentation in the floor.
I'll spread my senses out. Try to see if there's anything magical.
Okay. Is that detect magic, or what is that skill?
Magic awareness. So I know the location of any spell or magic item within 60 feet of me, not behind total cover.
Okay, all right. So this circle radiates magic, definitely.
Great. Also, Jacques will do a divine sense.
Okay.
Just in case.
Okay. No undead or desecrated or consecrated ground. It's not religious in here.
Okay.
And no beings that you can see that trigger your something's odd senses. Core, you can sense with your magical awareness that while this circle is magical, it's dormant at this stage.
Okay.
You can see that the circle is ringed in a series of small stones, sort of set into the floor like a mosaic, and each stone has a different symbol or rune on it. There's a few empty spots within the circle for more stones.
All right. I'll point this out to Sharpie and Jackus.
Yep. Can you do an Arcana check? You can have advantage for that, Core.
Oh, me. Yep. I'll need it.
So everyone's might be a little bit surprised to see the barbarian studiously examining the wizardly business, but that's what he does. Like an old school water diviner. How's it looking? How'd you go with your Arcana?
20.
20. Okay, yeah. Cool.
Nice.
All right. Who needs a wizard when you've got a barbarian?
A smart barbarian at that.
Yeah. Okay, so Core, you can let the party know that this is a teleportation circle, which is a fairly high-level wizard spell, and it's used for spellcasters would use it to be able to fairly easily travel from one circle to another, or travel from wherever they are to the circle more correctly.
Okay. Okay, I do just that with as much eloquence as I can try to
Muster.
see.
Okay. So it means if someone does learn the teleportation circle spell and memorises this little ring of glyphs, you could actually teleport here at your whim.
Sharpie, memorize or write down the glyph sequence.
Okay. And with your searching around, however, examining the debris of broken experimental paraphernalia, you find 6 of these stones scattered around that, also with runes on them. Remember, there was a few stones missing from the circle.
Looks like the circle has been damaged.
Yeah, there's at least some loose stones pulled up and scattered around. Sharpie, if you want to, you can try and solve the puzzle with an insight check.
Insight?
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot.
Hey!
29.
Alright, so 29. You managed to match the pieces, and now you've got a complete circle to memorise or scribe so that you can use it at some point later. So once solved, travel to and from this location is possible using the teleportation circle spell. There's no other directions up or down from here.
Right. You head on down.
Okay. So head back outside. Squelch, 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 squelch. You can see that statue off to the distance. 110 feet away. Cora, I know you don't have night vision, but I'm just switching to night mode to simulate that you can't see through this mist that's ever present. So I'll give you night vision of 60 foot, just to simulate that you can still see. So let me know if anyone can't see through this. Let me know.
I can't see my vision. I just move.
Yeah. So okay.
Yeah, no, I can't see my vision.
No worries. I can sort that out.
60 feet. Dark
Try-
vision, yep.
Got it now?
Yep, got it.
So people should be able to see through the mist up to a certain point. Where to from here?
Who's leading? I feel like I should be in the middle of the pack.
Yep.
The question is, where are we going, not who's leading.
Yeah.
We saw this from above, yeah? All the dark shapes.
Yeah. So you might have done the Kuatal might have done a lap of the place just so that you got an idea of what's where. So you know that there's a large expanse quite a long way to the north. You know there's a statue with steps leading up to it. Some of those steps are exposed. Just to a little bit closer to the west of you.
Yeah. I think the jade building over here would have caught Aragon's eye just for as we were flying above. So, as a suggestion, we could
So
ferry everyone over, fly everyone over.
okay.
Building over where? Sorry, I didn't see a ping.
Over here somewhere. Yeah, there. Red ping over. Yeah, there.
I'll give you a sonar. There you go. That sort of direction.
Yep, got it.
Yeah. So, well, you keep out of the. It's quite deep, the water, once you wade in a little bit further. Yeah. So, what is it? Aragon. You can fly people over, and so I guess so can you, Sharpie, with Witchros. It'll only take, let's say, one. It'll only take two trips.
All right, let's do it. Beast standing here in the mud.
All right, who's first?
Sharpie will take whoever's lightest, maybe Riddle.
Okay, so let's just put Sharpie and Riddle over there. Oops. What about you, Aragon?
I mean, I could carry myself, Ash, and possibly someone in Ghost Nail's front claws.
Just treat it as more Ghost Nail can bear the weight of another rider.
If there's dim light conditions, I can just fly.
Yep. Okay.
So
It is.
whoever wants to fly over on.
Okay.
I'll come over with you. I'll support you.
All right. So
Okay.
Jackus and Cora back. So Ash, Louise, you get over there, and just while the other two are waiting, I'll go back to Core. You and Jackus, what are you guys doing while you're waiting for them?
I'm gonna look at my rock collection.
Okay. And how long will you wait? Like, if they never return, how long will you wait before you do something else? 3 days. Jackus, you're there too.
Yeah, I trust that they'll come back for us.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, give it a minute, I suppose.
All right. So the first time you arrive, the flyers with their travellers, there's a large building sits on this plateau, surrounded by fields of twisted trees and brush. There is a path leading through the trees to the entrance, quite wide, and the branches are sort of torn off. The hinges to the Jade Sanctuary. Torn off their hinges. It looks like it had a domed roof at some stage, but you can see that it's broken. And as you land and you're sort of stretching your legs again and just looking around, you see these translucent images of people just sort of appear. Look like they're doing something. You don't quite catch it, and you go to take a second look and they're gone. I'm just having a look at. Can I see your passive perceptions in there? Let's have a look. Ash is 18. Aragon,
I'm on 20.
Okay, so I'm going to.
Mine, just 14.
Okay, most of you have got it in your nameplate, so I'm just going to put Aragon's in there. I see Riddles is 14, Sharpie 22. Okay, so
Sharpie should be 24. I think
24?
you've gone back to Noel.
have to try and. I think I go to different places to collect your tokens, so we need to update the actual parking lot ones because we go to a map and I correct it all. Next week we'll go back to the parking lot again and it'll all be reset. You have to try and remind me. We'll do a check on your tokens before we start. Okay, so Riddle, you don't quite notice, but the other three look like commoners getting about doing city business.
I will instantly drop a divine sense.
Okay. They trigger as undead. And there are city folk There's children amongst them. You see a couple that look like they're playing chasey.
Okay.
But then they stop, and one of them looks at you. And then turns to flee and then vanishes, just after going over only a few feet. There's another worker who also stands and looks at you. Well, they look like city folk getting about sort of city business, or geared up for it at least. You notice now that it seems as if they are, when you first see them, it's as if they're looking over their shoulder or something like that, and then they go to sprint off and then they vanish after a couple of steps. And before we go further, Sharpie and Aragon, are you flying back to get the others at this point, or?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
Flying back, getting the other two, and bring them here, and explain on the way what I saw.
Okay. Okay, so you bring in the big guns.
Well, I mean, 2 paladins and a barbarian. Very good combo.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
you've got a bit of muss in the group, and so you land, get to your feet, and see the same thing.
Right, we're walking in to take a look at this place.
That's it then.
Okay.
Well, there's undead presence here, so
Where?
Yeah.
here.
I didn't see anything. When was this?
When you were looking at the other side of the pond and you scratched your nose.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aragon, aside from them being undead, the ground itself seems unhallowed.
So corrupted.
Yeah, not great. In a divine sort of way. Yeah.
I see dead people.
Where are they? Right here. Aragon, you're looking at one, and one of them turns to you and actually speaks to you and says, "Run! Run from the darkness. We flee from the ziggurat, but we can't get away." And then they take 2 steps and then vanish.
Alright, looks like we're going to the ziggurat.
So you say the doors on this jade sanctuary here are busted off.
Yes.
Did they look like they were forced off the hinges? Are there any doors lying anywhere? Are they forced inwards or outwards?
Yep, you find some doors and they are on the ground, half covered in muck, and they are on the outside. And the hinges do look broken and snapped. Doesn't look like they just rusted off or broke off or something.
Something forced its way out.
Yep. You can do an investigation check. You do an investigation for me, Aragon.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I see.
All right.
Is the doors are busted out.
One other person can give you a hand if you like. Someone a bit more with a droopy
Sharpie,
part.
have a look at this. Tell me what you reckon.
Sorry, wasn't paying attention.
Have a look at these doors and see what you reckon.
Oh, sure, I know all about these doors.
Okay, natural 20. Okay.
They're just ordinary doors.
Something very large with strength ripped these doors off. And where they ripped the doors, you can see some scratch marks. Large talons, probably a couple of feet apart. There's you can see clearly a set of 3 talons that is gouged a few inches deep in the stone doors, and each of these marks is about 2 feet apart.
So large creature, huge creature.
Well, something able to reach 15 feet up to the top of the doors at least.
I know everyone's thinking it, but I'm going to say it. Dragon.
Or given what we've been told, some sort of horrible elemental thing.
That too.
Like a hurricane but with claws.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah, that sounds nasty.
I'm going to go
Sharpie's
ahead
going to-
and cast Pass Without a Trace.
Okay.
Aragon goes over to you and whispers, "Thank you." I sold Clanky's. Yeah, gesturing to Jacques as well. Well, actually gesturing to everyone in metal armor. Yeah, I saw Clanky's are a bit unstealthy like.
I know what you mean. I'm just slathering mud across your armor. More stealthy.
It's magic, he'll wash off.
Okay, so this door here in front of you, you should be able to see this. Broken doorway. You can see some rubble within.
I can only see black.
Yeah, my map is black.
I can't see anything either.
That is very odd. Oh, I think I know why.
While that, will you quickly fix that? I'd like Riddle to go into like her stealth mode without the mud.
Don't want mud, you feel your shoes filled with sand.
Okay. So Riddle does a hide and goes and finds a spot to hide in.
I'll take the pass without a trace, but I'm not smearing mud on my pretty white fur.
Okay, you're not doing a Johnny Rambo.
I will also do stealth check as well.
Okay,
around
roll,
this.
roll your stealth. Okay, Sharpie's trying as well. And Aragon, where's yours? That leaves Jacques and Ash to stroll in Quentin Tarantino style.
26 on my,
Ooh,
on my stealth.
we're like ninjas!
and old clanky tanky boy.
Where's the 26? I see 19.
I feel like it's been a while since I got the
19.
Yeah.
It was the first roll, but the 16 was that disadvantage, heavy armor.
Oh, yeah.
But pass without a trace.
Oh, I see. Yeah, right. Okay.
26.
Okay, all right. So, pass without trace is turning everyone into a ninja. Well done, Core. Do they have to stay within 30 feet of you to get that sneakiness?
They do indeed.
Yeah, okay. All right. So Core's aura of sneakiness is there. Ash and Jacques, you guys going in?
Yep.
Gotta support the guys.
Do. In you go. All right, so you head on in. And you can see it opens into a sort of T-shaped room with some doors ahead, piles of rubble from the ceiling above, and you can see a large hole, probably 20 feet across in the ceiling. It's got a strange smell in here. Looks like there's algae on the walls as well as the floor.
What are these rubbles?
Rubble from the ceiling above.
Oh, okay.
So it's receiving light from the sky above, the gaping hole in the domed roof. There's decorative carvings embedded into the old floor tiles and stone walls. The stonework bears flecks of green that reflect off any light that shines upon it. Dust and debris. There's humanoid bones littering all over the ground. And on the west wall, there's a stone mural, much of it damaged and scorched. It depicts a towering humanoid with a beast's head. The figure is surrounded by ancient beasts, many resembling dinosaurs and winged serpents. And the figure's pointing towards a grand multi-tiered structure. Multi-tiered structure is part of the mural. And there's small humanoids marching in the direction the figure is pointing.
Are these doors?
Yes, you can see two doors, both in the north wall.
I'll check they're open.
Okay. And they don't seem locked, but they just seem a bit stuck from over time. There's grime and muck all in the hinges. It'll take a bit of effort to force them. If you want to try, you can with an athletics.
Yep, I'll try to give them a nudge.
Okay, athletics check, please. All right, you rip one down and it sort of breaks. And you can see it opens out into another room.
I'll go inside.
This place.
Oh,
This place looks like there's some broken chairs and probably a broken table from what you can look at. Very moulded, rotten. But it looks like this room resembles the site of a great battle. There's all bones all over the place. There's a pile of rubble to the west end of it.
Are there, aside from bones, are there like any weapons or items?
Very rusted ones. And you can see to the north of here, there's the back of the wall has collapsed, like a sinkhole has opened up, and you can see that it just drops away down as you go, and you can see sunlight shining through this hole as well. So the back of the Jade Sanctuary has completely sunken away. You can hear a trickle of running water. But remember, this platform, this is raised up on a bit of a plateau section.
I'll check if there's anything in this pile of rubble.
In the pile of rubble? Yeah, can you do an investigation for me?
Then
10? Where is it? Missed it. Oh, there we go, 10. Yep. Looks like it would have been something before, but you can't tell what it was. There was something stone here.
I'm gonna call out to Sharpie. Sharpie, can you check this? Can you check this out for me?
Okay.
Can. Why? It's just another pile of rubble, yeah? Have a look. Statue of something.
Am I missing someone? Core.
Oh, just here.
Oh, sorry, do you need a stealth check again? Investigation? Yeah. My computer's so slow.
Looking down the sinkhole, how deep does it seem to go?
Beyond the 60 foot that you can see through the mists.
I'll go over to this pile of rubble over here and grab a pebble and see how far it is down before it hits water or something.
Okay.
Just drop it down and listen for sound.
Let's have a look. Okay, you drop it. Splash.
So splash was after 30 feet, guessing.
Yeah, well, you saw it vanish into the mist after 60 feet.
Okay.
And then heard a splash.
Okay. So don't fall down here, guys. Very deep. And promptly take a step away from the edge.
Okay.
Was there anything else around here?
Well, there's still the pile of rubble that Jackus is at. I think it was Aragon that couldn't make anything of it. Ash, I presume you're just hanging about in the other room. Is that right?
Yes. Well, I can follow and give the help action if that would assist. I'm only good at perception and.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was just making sure that you're okay to be in the other room. That's all right. No particular prompt to anything.
Oh, that's no problem. I have decent perception if I have use for it.
Okay.
Sharpie got 24 in his investigation.
Oh, okay. All right. It looks like it was probably a dais. And it looks in that mural, I think it was, that had the beast-headed, giant-sized humanoid, is likely a very old type of depiction of Ubtao, and he's in a stylized way directing humans to go to Chult, and Chult is represented as a ziggurat. So that's the difference between perception and investigation, is piecing the clues together and figuring it out. History might have applied as well instead of investigation, but investigation is a bit more broader.
Right. Nothing here unless we want to go down the sinkhole. Try the ziggurat or the statue.
This terrible sensation, Sharpie, you're the first to feel it. Sensation, prickling, something's not right. Ash, you feel it as well. So do you, Aragon. Core, what's your passive perception?
11.
11? Okay. And let's see. Yeah, from out of the darkness behind you, beneath the pit, this enormous. You hear these drips and this scrape, and Riddle, to your horror, behind you, you see 2 sets of glistening jet-back claws. And between the 2 sets of claws, there's one, there's another one. This head appears. And it just rises up, so it stays at ground level, like level with you, and it moves over to here. And I'll get everyone to roll initiative. Jackus with a 7, Core with a 21, Sharpie with a 21, Riddle with a 10.
My dice is still coming.
Still waiting on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So, putting them into order. Descend. Okay. So, let's see. Now, this happens in surprise, and so Riddle, you're a bit probably some of you might be surprised by this, but Sharpie, you're quick enough to act before anything else happens. What do you want to do?
All right. Is it like flaying those claws around? Like, is it engaging me, or can I move around?
Yes, it looks like it's engaging you. It looks like the head could even slash out at any point.
Right. No worries. Sharpie is going to teleport himself over.
Okay. Blink. Is this using charges from the staff?
No, this is my psychic blade.
Okay, so you throw a dagger and then teleport to where it lands. Yep, cool.
Yep, and then I'm going to turn around and throw a dagger back to this thing.
Okay. Is there...
Actually, no. I'm going to hold an action and wait until somebody else gets in range, but to throw the dagger.
Yeah, okay. All right. So you're hot, ready in action. Core, what do you want to do? Oh, hang on. What's your passive perception, Core? No, you're a bit surprised by it. You're a bit flat-footed.
However, I can bonus action rage and take my turn as normal.
Yes. Okay, so you just berserk out.
Yep.
Very good. Feral instincts. Bonus action rage, so you've still got move and actions to do. What do you want to do?
Well, as this effect will occur, shadowy tendrils will lash around me, and each creature of my choice, I can see within 30 feet, must succeed a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. What does it need?
Let me have a quick look. DC 17.
Okay. All right. It succeeds. What does that? Does anything happen if it succeeds, or is it just a sort of pass-fail type?
Pass-fail type thing.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So, but you did burn one of its legendary resistances.
Ooh, nice. And I'll gain 11 temporary hit points.
Nice.
Go ahead, rush forward.
So this is the first you've seen legendary this wild surge of magic from this magic barbarian, and then rushing forward. Yes.
Swinging twice, a 27 and 22 to hit.
Okay, 27 and 22 both hit.
The first one for 19, and the second for 13.
Okay, bear with me for a second. I'll come and ask you that again in a sec. Whoops. I'm just coming back to it. I just scooch off to another map for a second. Okay, I'm using this other token, but it's not a Shardlin dragon, obviously. But I'll do it just for the purposes of... Okay. And, sorry, so how much damage did you do?
19 on the first, 13 on the second.
Okay, big 19. 13, okay, right, so 2 massive hits. Hitting it in the claw. So it's now close enough, Sharpie, that would trigger your readied action if you want to throw a dagger.
I certainly do. Uh, 23 should hit.
Okay, 23 does hit.
29 psychic damage.
Wow, okay. And as you do that, from out of the pit, this large tail comes sweeping up and swooshes across. Hitting you, Core. You weren't reckless, were you?
I was not, no.
No, okay. Actually, I can do it here. That's better. Is that working? One. Yep. Okay, so it misses. And that's you, Core, done?
Yep, that was me.
Now, Aragon, what's your passive perception? Yep. Okay, so 20. You're all quick off the mark here. Core surviving the surprise around due to his ragey business. Aragon, what do you want to do?
Seeing this mad bastard take on what I would assume is a kinfolk of Dragonborn.
Yes.
A dragon.
Yeah.
I'm going to dive in.
Yep.
And help him out and attack this dragon.
Okay. Roll to hit.
So close to being a 19.
13's a miss. Just clangs off the slick black armour.
26 to hit, though.
26 hits.
I'm also adding a 4th level Divine Smite into this.
Well, why not? How much damage?
Total of 26 damage. My weapon is magical, and
Okay.
it was mostly radiant damage.
Yep. Okay, so it takes the full damage from it. Is that your turn done? 2 attacks?
My bonus action, I'm going to touch Core and give him a Shield of Faith.
Okay. So cast Shield of Faith, +2 armor class, yep. And you're concentrating on that? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
With that, you see in the darkness well, it's actually not in the darkness because it's risen above. It's actually outdoors. Two great wings flap up above the hole, clearly attached to the shoulders of this beast that's out of sight, and they flap once. And Aragon, Core, and Riddle all need to do dexterity saving throws.
Both of them get my
+5.
+5.
Thanks.
Okay, so Riddle, you take 18 damage and end up prone. Aragon, you save, and Core, you save, so you sort of stand against the wind. Ash Louise, what's your passive perception? No, this is still surprise round for you. Riddle, no. Jackus, what's your passive perception? No.
My passive is 19 now.
19. Oh, because it's proficiency bonus, or? Oh,
It's just passive is 19, it says that.
Okay, it's just not right. Oh, your wisdom might have gone up since you last created it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ash, you can act. What do you want to do?
Action, I will trigger my divine aura of starlight and start giving up temp HP.
Okay.
And as a bonus action, I will cast a spiritual weapon and attack this thing.
Okay. Spiritual weapon, roll to hit.
13 plus 9, 22 to hit.
22 hits.
1d8 plus 4. 8 radiant damage.
Okay, so at this point, I want to point out that it got surprise on you and hasn't had an attack yet. All right, go for it. It's my little DM complaint. How's that?
Oh.
Very good. So the spiritual weapon hits.
But do I recognize it as a Shardolin dragon?
No, it's just slick black, so it's the closest thing I've got for that size.
Oh, so it's like a normal black dragon.
Yeah, yep. I don't know about normal, but because none of you have seen a black dragon before, but it's black and it's a dragon.
I've only seen a white dragon before.
Yeah.
That one turned out to be an evil murderer, so...
Yes.
I mean, does the platinum dragon count in one's dreams?
Yeah. In your dreams. Okay. So let's see. This dragon. Firstly, everyone needs to do a wisdom saving throw. Versus the terror that this thing inspires. If you're immune to fear, obviously, no need to save.
Yeah, Paladin, go for the win.
Aragon, is it 10 foot or 5 foot for the Paladin range?
10 foot.
Yeah, okay. Although it's not going to stack with Jackus, but I guess Jackus will get +5 instead of his normal plus whatever.
No, me would be immune also because of my aura.
What?
Core, you should definitely re-roll.
Yes. Hang on. Aura of protection.
What are you doing?
Aura courage.
Aura of courage. Yeah. You and friendly creatures within 10 feet of you can't be frightened. So Core can't be frightened as well.
Yeah. Okay. So Core, Aragon, and Jackus, it doesn't actually matter because you're close to.
And Ash also.
Jackus. Yep, Ash is okay. So Riddle and Sharpie, you're the only two who actually need to save.
Sharpie to 26.
26. Is that because of your 10?
No, I've got an advantage on fear saves.
Okay, all right.
I got a 10.
Oh no, Riddle. Okay, all right. So
Wisdom is not my strong suit.
Riddle, you are feared. You can pick a token that you will remember and add it to yourself just to show that you're frightened. And at that point, I'm just going to grab the dragon's head. It moves to here and breathes acid on Aragon, Ash, and Sharpie's going to cop it as well. Can you do dexterity saving throws?
Oh, Riddle, if you ended your... Riddle and Jakku should have 17 temp HP if they end in my aura. So do give yourself a blue bar so we can see it.
I didn't get a turn yet, so.
Yeah, if you haven't had a turn, at the end of your turns... Yes, we'll apply it at the end of the turn when they have one. So they don't have a reaction.
Okay.
They don't have a reaction yet at this point either. But Sharpie would, I think, because you've already gone.
Yes, that's true. But
Yeah.
I don't have a reaction.
Yeah. So you can add. Oh, but you haven't. Yeah. But by the time you went, it wasn't up. So it's the same effect. Okay.
I
All
went
right.
before.
Okay, so the aura will have to be later on. So there's the... how we go, saving throws. 19's a save, 21's a save, and who else was it? I'm missing Ash.
Ash got a 19 as well.
Oh, I see. Okay, you just flat rolling, and then
Yeah.
adding the bonuses. Okay, so for all of you, that you passed and take 27, which is half.
Oh my gosh.
Of acid damage. And now instead of, I'm going to use these claws here for, this little head pokes up over here. From sort of underneath the other one. And it spits a gout of acid, just covering Core and Aragon. Can you guys roll dex saving throws? Core and Aragon. Okay, so you both pass it and take 11 damage. 11 damage of acid damage.
That'll eat my 10 hit points.
Yes. And from somewhere back under the wing, there's another little head, just cute little eyes. Looks like something out the black dragon out of.
Oh.
And it sort of opens its mouth and spits acid on Aragon and Ash Louise. Can you both roll dexterity saving throws?
Oh no.
Enough range to get to the Sharpie?
No. No, it
Good.
runs out of puff before then. Oh, Ash.
That's a 6.
Yeah, 22 damage to you, Ash Louise.
From the baby dragon?
I got a 9.
From the baby, and you're going to take 22 as well, Aragon.
Ow!
And both of the baby dragons sort of tuck back under the wing and back out of the way into the shadows down the pit somewhere. And Sharpie, it's your turn.
Sharpie is simply going to aim and throw. I don't think
Okay.
there's anything more important for him to do at this point.
Okay, rolled hit.
20.
20 is a hit.
And by the way, my shield of
20 damage.
faith,
Gone?
yeah,
Okay.
it was well and truly gone on that first attack.
Okay. Sharpie, how much damage?
20 psychic damage.
20. Good one. Okay, it's looking quite badly injured now. And all the damage is to the head, because that's all you can see, the head and neck. Okay, so with that, the wings beat once again. And Core and Aragon, can you roll saving throws? What was it?
It was the dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throws, please.
19.
Okay.
14.
Plus 5, 19. Because of my aura. Plus 5 on saves. So
Yes. Okay. All right. You both save, and this dragon bats backwards. I think both of you will get free strikes if you want reaction attacks.
absolutely, I want a reaction
Oh, yeah.
attack.
Yep.
Oh, that's a straight one, sorry. 19 to hit.
19 is a hit.
I got a 29 to hit.
Yeah, both of them hit. Core, how much damage?
13.
Okay.
And I'm adding a smite on it as well. A 3rd level smite.
Okay.
For 31 damage.
Okay. Can you just... I'll take the damage off, but can you just check your smite to make sure it's not on your turn, blah, 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 because otherwise you can't do
No, it is whenever I hit with a melee weapon.
Yeah, okay, cool. So how much damage is it? 30...
31.
31.
Total.
All right.
So it's total damage I did. Divine smite damage was 19.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. And it drops down the hole. Which would mean, I think it's Core, your turn.
Okay.
There's nothing that you can see at this stage.
Wondering, do I jump down the hole?
I was next to you to help and push.
No, I will go ahead and hold an attack.
Ready in action?
Yep.
Ready in attack action. Okay. If something comes within range that you deem to be your enemy.
Yeah.
All right.
Sharpie, are you able to telepathically communicate with the dragon? Maybe.
You can't now. I can't see it. Aragon.
I'm going to use my action to pump in a fair bit of lay on hands on myself.
Okay. Do you apply your lay on hands? Ash Louise.
I will. Have people gotten their temporary hit points and all that, etc. End of their turn?
Yes.
Yes. What was it? 17 was it?
17 on the blue bar. Just because I can't see it, unlike some people, so I'm just not sure where we stand. I mean, we don't look that damaged, so I shall call out to the dragon, like, can we still talk? I don't really want to kill you. And then I turn to Sharpie and go, are you able to telepathically commune with her or him?
Okay.
And then I'll just take the dodge action
Okay.
and get advantage to deck saves.
Can you just roll a persuasion with disadvantage, Ash?
Oh no, okay. I have -1 to it as well.
Okay.
This die is so slow.
And Riddle, you'll be set to get back onto your feet in a sec. How'd you go, Ash? With your persuasion.
And that's a 14.
Yeah.
And I didn't roll the second one, so let me just...
Yeah, just do that as well.
A 3.
Okay. All right. You say not sure what its effect it's had at this point, but I'll just apply that. And then apply your temporary hit points. I assume you're still concentrating.
Well, it's that I don't have anything that requires concentration.
Oh, right, I see. Yeah, I assume you're still... Oh, you just pulse it and it just lasts for a minute regardless. So you're just glowing.
Yeah,
Okay, fair enough. Riddle.
it's good like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to stand up,
Okay, good idea.
and then I'm going to look around, and I'm going to nope, try and get out.
Okay. All right, you do get to the door. Do an athletics for me. You take 3 steps and then boom, shoulder against the door, and you're out. There's a riddle-shaped hole in the wall, like Looney Tunes, and you blasted your way out.
Yep, nobody knows.
And that's when cat doors were invented.
You just made your own. Okay, Riddle, you are free. Jackals.
Do I get to make a save against frightened, or
You can, yes.
not that it's probably going to help? Oh, hang on, wisdom save?
Yeah.
No.
14? No. You're still afield. It's a reasonable action to take, considering you are frightened. Jackals.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Crusader's Mantle for my action.
Okay.
So everyone who makes a weapon attack deals an additional D4 damage.
Okay. So you aura radiate. Everyone does radiant damage as well as their normal business.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
And then dual wield and then activate the gauntlets.
Okay. So both of his weapons, Core, you might not have seen this, both of these weapons start to become coated in this frosty rime, so that they both emanate doing cold damage.
Yep, and I'm just gonna move probably here.
Okay. Now, Aragon and Core, you see a large black dragon's head come out of the mist, 60 feet away from you, probably about 55 feet away, just at the very limit of the mist far below. The mouth opens and a gout of acid comes gushing through. Aragon, it hits you and you need to do a saving throw, a dexterity saving throw.
This thing doesn't like you.
Okay.
No, it doesn't. Because
No, it doesn't like you, and you take 27 acid damage with the save. And then it pulls back, and you can hear wing beats as something moving away into the darkness. Sharpie.
Anyone got eyes on this thing? Do we know where it's gone? I can't see it.
You just saw some acid come gushing like a geyser on a 45-degree angle, and it just hit from below and to the north of Aragon, blasted through his space, and then hit the ceiling above Aragon and Ash.
Yep, so he's just telepathically asking everyone else, like, where the hell did it go? I can't see it.
Okay. Well, to tell, are you gonna, like, at the start of each day, are you using both of your like one free and one extra to connect with everyone?
I only need to use the one because I can use my proficiency bonus has gone up. But yes, I have been deducting those points. So I am.
Okay. Oh, I see, because it's as many people as you are proficient with, and you need to connect to 5 people.
Correct, yes.
Okay.
I'm deducting 2 points a day just so I keep it going.
Yep, okay. All right. Yeah, so you cast out, and I guess everyone could give you a short reply. No eyes or Core or Aragon. If you want to shout back something else, let me know. Just jump in.
No, don't know where it went.
Okay. Core, do you want to do anything?
Well, my rage will end.
Okay.
So it's just down in the darkness in the hole, not but out of my sight, isn't it?
It's out of sight, yeah.
have something I'm going to try
Okay.
for a bit of fun.
Okay.
I'm going to summon an earth elemental
Okay.
Oh my.
with one of my fancy rocks.
Okay, so you see Core gets out a fancy rock and prays to it. And there you go.
And then, yeah, I have to roll a fresh initiative for it.
I'm going to edit this Earth Elemental so that it's in your journal, seeing as I suspect this is going to happen more than once. So you've now got control of it. You can even roll dice and so on for it if you want.
Yep, perfect. I'm then going to go ahead and take some cover. And
Okay.
yell, get on in the hole.
Okay. All right. Now, can this Earth Elemental climb? Jeez. Pardon me. Coughing into the microphone. It has a burrowing speed, so it can actually move through the. It'll start to. What's its when? Oh, it'll happen sometime later on. Oh, you rolled a 2, so we'll insert that into the order here. Okay, so it's a fair way off, but it goes Roger in primordial to you. Core, yes sir. Ericon.
First of all, I would like to shout down the hole in Draconic
Yep.
and say, "That's right, you better run."
Right.
And I'm also going to run myself. Taking the dash action and get out of this room.
Okay. All right.
Right there. I'm
Okay.
like, nope.
So that's Aragon. Ashley's.
Like, see?
Yeah. Ash.
Well, we're clearly leaving, so I will leave as well.
Okay. And Riddle.
I am going to cast invisibility on who's closest to me? On myself, Core, and Aragon.
Okay.
With a fifth.
All right. So put your ninja symbol on. Yeah, if you're invisible. And Riddle's concentrating on this one.
It's within touch range, so no. And on that note,
Okay.
nobody, nope.
And
You also get the 17 temp HP. Please drink blue bar.
Thank you.
You have to fill in both sides of the bar. It has to be 17 out of 17, or else I can't see it.
yeah. Let's have a look. I can do that. Oh, I see what you're getting at. Yeah. So there's a 17 save. So now we can see a blue bar, and it'll count down as well. And if we leave the maximum of 17, then we know that that's what temp hit points are going to go to, unless something silly happens. So that was Riddle. So Jacus.
Well, since everyone's heading back, I'm gonna follow. Go outside, yeah.
Yep. Okay. And then can the Earth Elemental roll a saving throw as a gout of acid comes bursting at it? You can roll the save, I think. Core?
Deck save, is it?
Dex saving throw, yeah.
Yeah. That's not going to go good. A 7.
Okay. Let's see. It takes 60 damage of acid. And
Right.
then you hear some sort of flapping sounds, and another little gout of acid comes squirting at it as well. Can you roll another saving throw? Dexterity.
That's a 6.
Okay. It takes 20. And can you roll another save for me?
An 11.
It takes 21.
Okay. Still up.
So there's 101 damage. And they're all coming from below the ground level. And then this earth elemental just starts clawing at the ground and throwing earth above its head, and leaves this hole, and then eventually the hole sort of fills in as it burrows into the earth. And you can feel the tremors. Sharpie?
Sharpie is going to move in to here so he can see
Okay.
over that ledge.
Okay.
Can he see anything?
No.
All right.
Oh, you can
he's-
see. You can see 60 foot down the hole.
No dragon or anything.
No dragon or anything.
He is going to hide, keep watch, and ready in action to throw a blade at this thing if
Okay.
it shows it's facing him.
Okay. Can you roll your hide? Stealth. Nice one. 33. Okay. And you've got a ready action. Okay.
Correct.
Core, you're invisible right now.
I am indeed. I will pop over to here and ready chill touch. If I can see anything coming out of the hole.
Okay. Aragon.
I'm going to do a stupid thing. Go
Yeah.
back in the room, invisible. Stand there
Okay.
by the door.
Just yep.
But I'm invisible still, and ready my attack action in case it comes into the room.
Move and attack,
What's
or
that?
attack action if it comes within range of you.
Attack action if it comes within range with me, which is
So-
in the room.
Yeah.
I said.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
but yes, I'm invisible.
Yep. Okay. Ash Louise.
Well, I can't see the invisible fellows, so
Sharpie can't be seen. You saw Aragon rush in there. Oh no, you didn't. He was invisible.
I was invisible.
Yeah.
I will sort of whisper to the air around me, like, "Are we leaving?" And then just sort of,
Actually,
Done.
he's invisible, but that doesn't mean he's stealth. You could have heard his footsteps going splish, splash, splish on the mud or whatnot, and your passive perception's 19. Aragon didn't actually roll a stealth. he just-
I didn't roll stealth, and
No,
I just
so-
went clank, clank, clank,
you
clank.
know, you hear the tin can go stomping into the room.
Well, I will go into this corner here.
Everyone's in the corner. Are you in a fetal position, or are you just standing nonchalant?
Well, as long as I have full cover behind the wall, I feel safe.
Okay. Riddle.
And I'm going like, "Sharpie, what's happening?"
Yeah. You're Sharpie's like Billy from
Sweaty.
Predator.
Sharpie
can't-
just responds, I'm waiting for the dragon to come back. I can't see anything.
Okay. Riddle.
I'm assuming, because I'm still frightened to the best of my knowledge,
Yes.
I can't see it, so I'm assuming I've gotten up the courage to at least whopping hide around the corner.
Yeah, you can move wherever you want because you just can't move towards dragon. You can see. You can't see a dragon, so that's fine. All right.
And I'm going to kind of hyperventilate in the corner and try and hopefully have a wisdom save to try and overcome this
Oh,
fear.
okay. You should
If
be
that's
hiding.
okay.
Yeah, no worries. You should be hiding behind a paladin so you get their bonus.
No.
Okay, roll your wisdom.
Yep. Let's hope for the paper bag trick to work.
Yeah.
Yay!
Hey, nice one. Okay, you recover your faculties. You're a fully operational riddle now.
That's debatable.
Okay. Jackus, by the door.
Okay, I'm just gonna step in here and dodge action.
Okay. Okay, right, Sharpie, you see a little dragon come flapping up into, out of the mist. Enough that you can throw a dagger at it if you want.
Sharpie will wait for the big one.
Okay, it flies up and just breathes through, let's see. No, it's not breathing. It flies up. It scoots. It does a sort of circle around a little bit, and then and scans around, and then ducks down. It hasn't seen you. Jackus, you would have seen this as well.
Okay. Well, where do I see it go?
Down into the mist below, into the pit.
Okay.
You don't see the other young one that you'd seen come, Sharpie, and you don't see the big one either.
Okay.
And
That's okay.
and you can
Sharpie is patient.
Okay, you can still hear the rumbling sounds. If anyone over the next couple of rounds, you can still hear rumbling sounds, getting lower and lower and lower and lower. And then the trembling in the earth, the tiles at your feet, sort of lessens as this goes on. Does anyone want to do anything particular over the next couple of rounds? We're just going sort of 6-second intervals.
But basically, I'm staying in the room, cowering in the invisibility.
Yeah, just being ready. Okay, yep, no worries.
Yeah.
And Sharpie, can you? What's your So what are you doing? Sharpie and Jackus, you're both at the edge. While you're waiting, being patient, I know you've got a ready action. Anything else?
I'm just taking the dodge action.
Dodge, that's right. Okay, yep. And Sharpie? You hear, Sharpie, you hear somewhere off in the distance, it sounds like a little mini avalanche or a rock slide. And you can hear, and you hear what sound like jets of water over and over and over. And eventually the trembling stops. And it goes deathly quiet. You pause there. Everyone, you can hear you breathing. Smell this reek coming from beneath this pit. No sign of any dragons return.
All right, stomp around, yell down it a bit.
I could go to the edge and yell down in Draconic at it.
Yeah. So you try to attract some attention or draw some fire. Call out in Draconic. And nothing
and
comes
this
up.
is still while I'm invisible, by the way. So
Yeah, nothing calls up the hole.
All right, must have been affected by Sharpie fear.
Yeah, Sharpie fear. It's a palpable thing. One of the first things, I think, eventually the floating weapon from Ash will vanish after the 1 minute's up. And slowly over the next couple of seconds, other things will start to stop as well, your 1 minute items.
Oh yeah. Well, everyone will have 17 temp HP, and then I guess my sword will blink out.
Yeah, you've all got your apply 17 temp HP for everyone. And I guess your aura too stops if it's 1 minute, Ash.
Yep.
The invisibility is 1 hour, and Riddle is not dropping it at this
Yeah,
stage.
fair enough.
Aragon's sick and tired of this not seeing other invisible people, so he's just going to do the see invisibility thing.
Okay. Is that your divine sense?
No, that is a paladin spell for me.
Oh, it's a spell. Okay, yeah. Oh, for an hour. All right, so that'll last as long as invisibility. Okay, you can look at your own hand now, pick your nails.
And I can see Riddle carrying in the corner.
Yes. Yeah, and you see this huge barbarian next to you. Oh shit, there's a barbarian next to me.
I go over to Riddle and just put my hand on her shoulder reassuringly.
Yeah. How about you, Cor? What are you doing in the aftermath?
Just looking around.
Okay. You sense that you've lost contact with your elemental, by the way, pretty soon.
Well, you chased him off. Good job.
Yeah. Now, so what's the party's intention from here?
Don't fight a mother dragon.
Well, to be fair, maybe I jumped the crossbow. That's a saying, right?
Yeah.
I was just reminded of the other few dragons we've seen, but when I saw the baby dragon, I just didn't have the heart. How are we going to get past them? Can we still ferry people to the top?
Why don't we just go to the ziggurat?
Yes. Do we know the ritual? Do we know that we have everything we require?
You weren't sort of given a ritual, but were told that there was something that needs to be activated, or opening of ways.
Is this to reach Chevrolet or to?
Yes.
Yeah.
To open the way to the Shade Walk, which is like a shadow and the upside down of the jungle. So
This invisibility thing, I can do up to, I think, 4 people at my current level.
Yeah, I think you can. Oh no, wait. What level slot? Oh no, because you can only have 5th level slot. So it'd be 2. Level 2 is 1, then 3, 4, 5. Oh, you're right. Yes, 4 people.
Yeah, people. So
No, it's still 4.
one of them is mine. But if there's another way we could be invisible, that might be a option, because I'm not getting in the way of those things again. Sorry, guys.
No, they hurt a bit. They really did hurt.
once they're gang up.
Carvin just looks at you guys. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Just
You
get
can't
out of the
see me.
way when it breathes.
You can't see me.
I can hear you.
Exactly.
I will need a nap if I'm going to do it again, otherwise I'm tapped out of spells.
But yeah, Mummy Dragon hated me in particular.
You did cop a fair bit.
I attacked that thing first. It didn't touch me.
Yeah.
No, I did more damage.
Well, it's a silver dragonborn might have attracted some attention.
Yeah, I'm a follower of Bahamut, not of the 5-headed one.
Yeah.
I mean, not that we judge people as good or evil by the color of their scales, but you know.
It was just, I know, I think only one person can see it, but she's got a look of horror on her face. There's 5-headed what?
Her name is Tiamat.
People in Mezro don't get out much, do they?
No.
No.
All right.
Yeah,
So,
the right bunch of-
are you gonna come out of here and then just fly? Do the same thing. Fly across to the ziggurat then.
Yes.
Okay.
And hopefully stay away from the sinkholes
Yeah. All right.
containing dragons.
Okay. So I'll just gather everyone together. Copy. Because that way I can just paste you back on the same map where we were before, and I'll delete the others so that we maintain the same state of your tokens and so on, hit points and whatnot. Let's see. Oh yeah. So I'm just going to paste you. Actually, I'll keep your flying mounts now that you've got them back. Move them over here. And as you're flying across, remember it's 60-foot range because of the mist, so you need to fly pretty low to keep the ground visible. And at the limit, like while rules-wise, if it is at 60 feet, it's realistically the 30 to 60 is half as visible as 0 to 30. So if you really want to be able to see pretty well, you'd stay pretty low. And you can see these stone steps rising up out of the murk. Very wide, like, oh, what are we looking? 280 feet across the steps, just the steps are. And that opens out into this sort of another plateau type area that's raised above the lake. And there's a pathways and garden and some trees, and it's all overgrown and
Maybe we should have taken a short rest in the dome first.
Yeah.
Before we...
And you can see as you fly over. Now let's have a look. 1, 2. There's 2 of you there. Sharpie. It was Ash and Aragon, I think, and Riddle and da-da-da. So these 2 will be over here. You guys are just a bit of a hop at the sanctuary. You get to here, and there's a statue in the middle, and you can hear this thundering feet. And as you're landing to let the others off, you can see Masika, lo and behold. And let's see, I'll just go and grab her. Your old pal, where is she? There she is. Copy. And she's absolutely puffed and looking desperate and hiding behind this statue. See the red dot where the statue is just here?
Yep.
Okay, so Masika will turn up at some point. I'm just waiting for the... Oh yeah, I'll put a double one
You're
in.
Masika's.
Okay, yeah, so she's got her back to here. Sort of side on, like here. You can see her sort of there. You guys landing and sort of, hey Masika, right, great. And she sort of looks at you and says, shh, and then points. And out of the mist you can feel, like, sounds like thunder. But it's not. What you've seen them before. Enormous dinosaur predator. And they seem to be panning their heads left and right. 2 T-Rexes come sort of stalking into view.
It's not been an hour yet, has it?
No, it hasn't. And you can hear off in the mist. There's probably another one from the booming sound.
All right, Sharpie is taking back off.
Okay.
And he's going to cast Levitate on Seeker.
Okay. I'm just switching to player view because I just want to see how it looks for you guys. And so it looks like Masika is being stalked by 3 undead, zombified T-Rexes. And before we can hold the spells and whatnot, you can see 2 just coming into your view. And we'll hold this and pick up from next time we play in a fortnight.
Awesome.
We've just gone 4 hours, and I think today we started off with a bit of talking, a bit of travelling, and so on. And next week it's going to be straight into the thick of things.
After our last encounter, what could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, you're all practiced now.
Yeah.
Cor and Jacques, you can probably see, if you're depending on how well, you could almost jump across that gap from plateau to plateau.
Oh, I don't think I would be able,
Yeah, maybe. Give it a crack. Who knows?
I'll spend a charge.
Never mind.
To Misty Step.
We'll do it in initiative order, and we'll add the initiative in first time when we come back next week, next fortnight, and jump straight into a zombie dinosaur battle.
I thought I heard you correctly.
2 weeks to figure out how to run away. Got it.
Yeah.
No.
It's a Zombosaurus.
Paladin against an undead anything.
Yeah.
Instant win.
Yeah.
They don't need me.
Somebody wins.
Yeah.
It's an instant win for somebody.
Sharp just turns to it. It's like, so we'll just fly up here for a while.
Yeah. Circle.
Yes, please.
All right.
Might just stay on this side of the bank.
Yeah.
I was about to say it's safe, but then I just remembered there was a dragon just here.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Pick your poison, 1 dragon or 3 T-Rex.
Yeah.
No, three dragons or two T-Rexes.
Or 3 if the sounds are, unless there's an echo of some description, but
No, true. Yeah. I'll take the zombie T-Rexes, thanks.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to close out with some music now, and then we can reconvene. I cannot hear that, but never mind.
Mother Earth awaits 1 week for thee.
All right, bit of rhyme-hearted, not quite cholt, but it can see us off. All right, well, thanks everyone, and looking forward to a big stoush, a big dust up first thing next time.
Thanks.
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
For the
All
game.
right.